Rocker to Collins, almost run down from behind. Centre wing, Somerville, punched by Christian. Buckley just breaks the tackle. Christian. Oh, it's got to be a free kick to Gavin Brown. And he's probably within kicking distance. Man on the mark, Gary O'Donnell is about 47 metres from goal.
Pretty tough one. Gary O'Donnell took off straight up and then Brown bent underneath him.
Well, he didn't need to kick for goal. He got the lead from Rocker. A Severio Rocker. It is incredible to think that he's this season in reserves. Years ago, he was Brick kicked 3 goals. He kicked 49. And has he come back with a vengeance this season? 6 last week, and so far, 6 today. Strangely, he hasn't kicked a goal at this end of the ground with the breeze. He's kicked all 6 into the breeze. Right in front, 40 metres out. That's home. Bit of breathing space, a 22-point lead.
So you get the feeling that may be just enough at the moment. So, well, I have some personal question marks on the fitness of Dermot Brereton centre forward, perhaps Graham Wright to be able to run the game out. But there's a bit of a question mark there on Somerville in that he wasn't in the hole to block Rocker on the lead.
Denham goes forward, 22 points. The Magpies lead by Watson doing well in defence. Shane Watson brings it wide. Would have got numbers at the ball. Punch away. Favours Simons. Michael Simons. Oh, bad skill error. Allows Gavin Brown to hook it back to centre wing. A one-on-one contest. Gary O'Donnell versus Jason Wilde. Experience versus youth. Denham. Further afield to Simons. Now on to O'Donnell. O'Donnell into the pocket. And Alessio a clever mark. So he should move it quickly. He does. James Hurd is... Oh, brilliant mark. A fantastic mark taken by O'Connor. He's come down. He's obviously been moved.
Made the move. Fletcher's gone back to Rocker and Ryan O'Connor into the forward line. Could pay off immediately. The gloves go out.
Oh, Hurd had a touch of that. That's a very doubtful mark. It looked the mark in the real motion, but having a look at that again, Hurd got a touch and then it hit the ground.
Yep.
Well, that could be a vital decision. O'Connor directly in front. Kicks for goal. And what's he might have missed this? Bad miss. At the moment, the Bombers. Magnificent second half by Collingwood.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good effort by O'Connor to stretch, but yes, but you accurately call it. There's a little bit of a hand in there from Hurd. Christian had
it. Forward. Bombers desperately needing a goal out of this. The ball hit. In the goal square. Some of them marks. Well, surely he couldn't miss this. And maybe the Bombers aren't done with yet. 99 plays 78. 65 goals in his career of 80 matches. Somerville from point-blank range goals. His second today, and the margin 15 points.
And so it's still right within striking range of Essendon. They're going to have to really look to use their height in the forward line. O'Connor is down there now, and Somerville deep into the goal square. That's perhaps where they can exploit it, but it's all going to start in the centre bounce. Can they take over from Buckley, Brown and Hassel?
So back to the vital centre bounce. Essendon with numbers there. Michael Long there. Shea Cockadoo Collins. A couple of very skillful players Sheedy's put down there. Michael Long. He might weave a bit of magic here. One bounce. Onto the left boot. Brings it back in front of goal. Somerville at the back. The ball hits the deck. In they go after Mercedes there. Now a chance for Barry Young. Up in the air, off the side of the boot. Michael Simons. Over the back of Simons. Flipped through for, snuck through for behind. Mick McLaughlin did that. And there he is. Played a magnificent, as I said, third term. 13 possessions. Collingwood not out of the woods yet. Essendon have got a habit of fighting back.
Well, they came from 5 goals behind Melbourne last week here at the MCG to get up and win, running away. Kick by Krasisko. And the mark taken by Watson. Plenty of space for Gavin Brown. Long closes the gap with his pace, or O'Donnell it was. O'Donnell. Brown's kick to the 50. Oh, it was headed for Brereton, tipped away from him by Williams, his teammate. Darcy, back to Grenville. All Essendon in the middle of the ground. Simons. Play on, says the umpire. He's drawn a man, Ola Renshaw. Collingwood looking a bit tired during this passage. Wide it goes to Hurd, but Krasisko, well played. He's beaten the champ today.
Very poor play, though, by Essendon again on the forward line. That ball really should have been belted to the top of the square.
Now that they've got the tall option in the goal square, they really need to attack it.
So here's Somerville versus Monkhorst. Good umpiring to call it on. Here's Masidi receiving from Long. 2-on-2 contest. Somerville! No, it's not. It's Young. Oh, Essendon coming back. Very Young's mark. 15 metres out, directly in front. Well, this game deserves this sort of finish.
Again, and Michael Long has been moved into the centre by Kevin Sheedy. Masidi, who has been lowered his colours there to McGuan in the latter part of the, or during the third quarter, finds Young with good body work.
Barry Young kicks his first. 8 points the margin. What a cliffhanger.
This has been a tremendous piece of play here. The Essendon have been able to, after Collingwood came out and kicked the first goal of the quarter to take a handy lead, Essendon have come back with the last 2. A lot of work being done in the midfield. Two Collins and Longy.
Lee Matthews looking concerned. The Bombers have kicked the last 2. The margin is 8 points. Collingwood in front. Monkhorst. Dead heat just about. Brown. The ball wrestled away from him. Somerville. Play on to the umpire. O'Donnell knocks it long to the forward line. Off hands it goes. Alessio gets it going forward. Well done by Burns, but out on the full. Oh, Scott Burns playing in his 4th AFL game. A 20-year-old from Norwood floats it out of bounds. And Ola Renshaw, still a lad, but experienced with already a premiership behind him. Too far out to score. He centres it. Hurd is there. Big leap by Collins. How's that for a mark?
Drew, I just love the Aboriginal players. They have tremendous skills. They are creative, they have flair, and they're quite prepared to have a go at the ball when it's there. And Shea Cockatoo Collins did so then.
And good play, good coaching by Sheedy to get them into the centre square.
This to make the margin 2 points. What a game we have. Cockatoo Collins plucked out of nowhere to play in a huge game, and he's kicked 3 goals.
And the 2 boys there together, Michael Long and Shea Cockatoo Collins, moving into the centre together. Cockatoo Collins being able to float down now, be able to create an opportunity over the top of Johnny Hassel. This centre bounce, the 2 boys are there again with Gary O'Donnell and Peter Somerville.
Well, he's got...
The Bombers have kicked 3 goals in 5 minutes.
Amazing. Now, here's Gavin Brown. Caught. Gets in a hand pass to Hassel. The Magpies need a goal, but Wanganeen's waiting underneath there. Hugs it to his chest up high. Brilliant mark there by Wanganeen. Characteristic of him, of course, as he brings it in towards the centre wing area. No mark to Barry Young. Big Alessio hooks it out towards Kransberg, and it flicks off his fingers. What a great position. It's right on centre wing. 2 points the margin. Magpies in front, and a 90-odd thousand crowd. Fantastic.
Essendon's handballing. Ratio of 3-1. Burns puts the ball up in the air. That's not really to the advantage of the side. Cockatoo Collins again. Short pass. Masiti, who started so brilliantly on Gavin Brown. Beaten by McGuan in the third quarter. Kick by Masiti. Somerville from behind punches down. McGuan clean ball. Here's Hurd going away from goal. He gets support from Joe Masiti. 51 metres out. He's hooked it. It is through for a behind. It's 1 point the difference at the MCG.
Drew, Joe Masiti has improved his fitness, as was being told during the summer. He should now really take Mickey McGuan on and grind him in.
The pressure on the Magpies now. Essendon with a run on. Good play, Francisco. Long kick. James Hurd pushed out of it. Simons. He's got he went without it. Ola Renshaw. The chip passes on. Alessio. Here come the Bombers. The chip pass again, and Ryan O'Connor is hit on the chest from a daisy cutter from Joe Masiti.
Well, it's hard to tell who the crowd favourite is. I reckon the crowd's 50-50.
Well, they've both got huge followings. There's plenty of them here. Crowd of around about 90,000, obviously. It's totally full. Here's the kick from O'Connor. It's wide. Let's sneak through from behind. If it scores a level. Well, what more could you ask in front of a crowd like this? Perfect day. Look at Lee Matthews, Stan Magro, Ron Richards. Who'd want to be a coach?
Well, there's been talk that maybe another defeat would put Lee Matthews under a bit of pressure. How would you like this pressure? Well, you've got 7 minutes to go. There's nothing he can do about it. The score's a level.
You've got to admire the courage of Essendon. They always come back. They've done it for years.
Collingwood 15-9, Essendon 14-15. It adds up to 99 points each. Kelly kicks in. The gloves go up with Young. Can't mark. Christian tries to paddle through. O'Donnell. Cockatoo. Collins. He'll be in the 18 next week. I promise you that. Mercury.
Well, Mercury's a great kick. You'll have to kick 53 metres, though, Terry.
Goes in short. And Ricky Olorenshaw has it.
He's been good all day. Olorenshaw has been able to create gaps and find space. And at times, some of his disposal hasn't been as good as what it should have been, but this is a crucial shot here.
He's not the longest kick in this side. He is not a long kick of a footballer. Just about test him out.
Somerville and O'Connor in the square.
26th disposal is a great kick. Well, the Bombers have fought back and they lead by 6 points.
Well, who would have believed this, Terry? Who would have believed it?
You couldn't pick this. I mean, this game now is right down, and it has been for some time. The little 1%, which player from which club is prepared to make the difference at each particular intersection of the ball.
A great coaching move by Sheedy to get Cockatoo Collins and long onto the ball. It's made an enormous difference. Clever play by Ola Renshaw. There's Weaver at it. Ola Renshaw again. Up forward, and it's a Collingwood mark. Was it back here, a free kick on centre wing, behind the plate, but what?
Very soft one called by Ryan Saws there. Mickey McGuan was running into Somerville. Ball was well and truly gone.
Essendon have kicked 4-4 to nothing since the 8-minute mark. Moncourse got one high. Play on, says the umpire. Tackling is fierce. Brereton paddles. Williams can't break the tackle. Chance here for Wild, the first gamer. Oh, Cockatoo Collins gets the ball out. Well done. Hey, has he been worth the fine that I'll have to pay?
Well,
any amount you'd pay for a performance like this.
Well, we were amazed when he was off the ground during that third term, Terry.
And I'm sure Kevin Sheedy is personally at this stage too.
I think they might have some money in their wallets after the take from this game today, so whatever the fine is, 1,500 shouldn't bother them.
Well, a magnificent spectacle, this. Great game of football, two committed sides. Collingwood desperately need a win. Essendon trying to hang on to their unbeaten record this season. Moncourse has been superb, battling hard all day against the tall Essendon players. Alessio and Somerville, and eventually it rolls over the line. Some tired players out there.
And that's the key to it at the moment. I think Collingwood, Moncourse coming back, McGuan a little bit underdone, Kerrison coming in with an injury. I think this may find them out now.
Gavin Brown goes to ground, shuffled back to the boundary line. It's on centre wing. The Bombers by a goal, and we've got just under 5 minutes of play left. I would venture to say Collingwood would not want Essendon to kick the next one, or they'd be in big strife.
Collingwood kicked the first goal of this last quarter, and it looked as though it might have been enough, but the Bombers have come back and kicked the last 4. Ball out of play again. Clock down to 4 minutes 49 remaining in the game. A straight kick the difference. Essendon in front. And look at Lee Matthews. If they lose this, that'll be 4 straight. They've got Hawthorn at Waverley next week. McGuan boot to ball. Chance here for the Pies. Oh, brilliantly done, Denham. Mercury spun in the tackle. He's holding it, says umpire Swords. Free kick to the Pies to be taken by Hassel.
John Hassel on centre wing. You look for Rocker. Rocker's there with Fletcher. Rocker from the side. Fletcher from the front. Free kick.
Free kick.
Well, which way is it going? Is it going to Rocker or Fletcher? Well, I don't know about that free kick.
If it's going to Rocker, it's a bad decision.
Well,
Rocker gets in and
Fletcher,
takes him out.
That's a ridiculous free kick.
Not a good one, umpire.
Well, the very lucky one to Severio Rocker. I think Fletcher took front position. Let's have a look. Front position, Fletcher flipped. And did he have him by the arm? That's the question. A very dicey one at a vital time. 7 goals to Rocker. Scores will be level if he kicks it. He's got it. Scores a level.
And so we can debate the decision for as long as we want. It doesn't matter. It's whatever the umpire calls is what the game goes by. And the umpire's call of Severio Rocker's ball. He was the one with the shot, and he has been able to kick the goal. Excellent work.
Back in the middle with 4 minutes remaining, and the score's level. Buckley, haven't seen so much of him in the last quarter. He gives up the hand pass to O'Donnell. Kick by O'Donnell. O'Connor. It clears him. Well played, O'Connor. Hit, goes for it, and kicks it right. Sheer genius by James Hurd.
The contest is deep in the pocket. There's pressure all around. Hurd somehow finds the space to be able to step on his right foot, curl it in and rightfully so. Very happy with himself to put the Bombers right back in front.
3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this magnificent game of Australian rules football as it's flicked back by Somerville. Brown is there. After him is Cockatoo Collins. The half forward, no mark the Wild. Taken by Wanganeen. Gets in a hand pass. Diving on its Monkhorst. And the ball is locked in here on centre wing. 3 minutes and 20 seconds of play left. Essendon lead by a goal.
Waiting for the bounce out at centre wing. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left. And Essendon leading by a straight kick. Cockatoo Collins for the boundary line. Well played. What a game he's played. Picked in the reserves. Last minute inclusion. Magnificent. Another boundary throw in. Somerville and Monkhorst. Monkhorst to Buckley. Hand pass all right. Right. Met in a head on. Here comes Nathan Buckley again. Gets clear. Brereton and Rocker there. Brereton to ground. Tim Darcy, the ex-Geelong player, reviving his career with Essendon, finds the boundary line with the help of Cransberg.
Well, it's on half forward for Collingwood. They trail by a goal. Monstrous crowd here at the MCG. Seeing a wonderful game. 6 points the margin. Thump back to the boundary line. Dermot Brereton limps after it is still in play. He's caught round the neck. Free kick, Dermot. Well, Collingwood has still got a chance. He's limping. I think he might have been limping off. Here he goes, the former Hawthorn champion, centre half forward. Rocker again, can't mark. The ball hits the deck. They charge enough, but have a look at that. It'll be a bounce. One of the best games of football you'd ever see. We saw West Coast and Adelaide on Sunday. Now we come and see this. The game. Look at the attendance, Drew.
How about that? 94,825. That's bigger than the last few grand finals. Cockatoo Collins to centre wing, chest mark to Richardson. The players aren't done yet. 1:48 remaining. Centre circle, Graham Wright. All the players on the field bar 4 are in one half of the ground. Christian, long kick. Brereton's there, and Rocker! Savario Rocker can level the scores. He'll be going for goal number 9.
Works up, which the way in which Rocker has been himself and everything that has come, he's taken the front position. Never at any stage has he taken a soft option by stepping in behind O'Connor or Dunstan. His direct opponents always come up in front and always has reaped the benefits of that.
This to level the scores with just over a minute to go. Nine goals, 2 to Severia Rocker, and it's 111 each.
Well, I'm really caught here. I'm taking. How do you give votes in this sort of a performance here? Rocker, the way he's coming each and every time.
Go with the full forward.
He has been tremendous all day. He really has. Now with 9 goals, he's been the man who has given Collingwood the heart and has caused these Collingwood supporters to pump and cheer for their team like never before.
Well, what a vital centre bounce coming up. Somerville flies early. Umpire calling play on O'Donnell. Back it comes to Brown. O'Donnell, it's held to him, and the umpire sensibly will bounce. So we've got to have a look who gets it out again. Whoever goes forward and gets a point will probably win the game.
The scores have been level 5 times in the last quarter, and they're level now.
Magnificent game of football. Here's Somerville. He went without it. Graham Wright, quick, handballs away. It's a loose ball with Buckley, the Magpies. Big chance. Buckley comes in front of goal. Who'll get it? Rocker is there. Tucked away. Here's O'Donnell. Clever hand pass. Long. On the Cockatoo Collins. On the Cransburg, and away go the Bombers.
Kick by Cransburg. A chance here for the Bombers. Hurd out at centre wing. 32 seconds. Is that in the back? Play on, said the umpire. Grabbed by Kelly. Up to centre half forward. No mark. Off hands to O'Donnell. Are we going to get the season's first draw? Here's Michael Long. Floats one into Denham. He missed him. A chance for Buckley. There is time. 15 seconds left. Nathan Buckley goes short. Rocker's there. Front of the pack. All left. I reckon it's going to be a draw. Grenville. Time is out. 4 seconds. Unbelievable. The season's first draw.
There's Nathan Buckley. Looks distressed. Probably should have gone the long bomb at goal. But what a game of football. 21 committed players on both sides. Got back.
On the ground is
Well, Gary, the season's first draw, 94,000 people here. What more can you ask for? Disappointing, I think.
Yeah, I suppose, like both teams had a chance to win it, so you rue the mistakes you might have made during the game that might have got you another goal to win, but I suppose the crowd will go away feeling pretty happy.
What sort of feeling are you going through? I mean, if you win, you're happy. If you lose, you're sad. But there's a draw.
Yeah, look, it's a bit of emptiness there, Dipper. I think it won't sink in for about 10 or 15 minutes when we get back in the roos, but, mistakes can go either way. You think you can win. Yeah, a draw's better than a loss, I suppose, but probably disappointed. Yeah.
Well, thanks for talking to us, mate. I think the boys are looking for it. Good on you, mate.
Well, we probably have to wait to see what the coach says, because the draw's better than the loss, certainly for Essendon. Well, what about for Collingwood, though? They really needed to get the points. And there's Lee Matthews. He's gathered the whole team in the centre circle.
Drew, if you recall, they started the day that way. At 12:30, they all met in their blazers and met in the middle of the ground, and Lee spoke to them again, and rightfully so. He's got them there again.
Oh, I'd love to know what his attitude to 2 premiership points instead of 4 is. It's a draw here at the MCG in front of 94,825.
Evening, Pie people. How are we? We're coming through okay. Let me know in the chat land if you can hear me. It's Matt here. One of the best games in the world. Well done, Matt, for showing this game on your channel. Great game. Thanks, Chris. Now you're going to jump on, have a chat. Oh, who's popping in? We've got Stewie. Let's bring on Stu. Stewie.
G'day, Matt. How are you, mate?
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good, mate. Yeah, there were some good memories there.
No surprises you were at that game?
I was definitely at that game. It was a big day too because I did the dawn service and the gunfire breakfast and walked around the city for a while, jumped on the tram and then made my way up to the game. Yeah, great game.
I think it's one of those games where back in the day where you'd have like the reserve where there's so many areas where if you didn't have a seat, you just sort of crammed into the bleachers.
Oh yeah, I had a reserve seat, so I was all right.
Well, I was in the members, and you'd have places in the members where the seats, if you didn't get in early enough. So back in the day, in the members, there was no reserve seating. You just got in early.
Yeah, that's right.
Or not. So if you didn't get in at a certain time, it was just jammed in the bars and outside the bars and the seating area in front of the bars, and the similar sort of thing around the ground where the people were just in the standing areas in front of the bars, and you could get 5 to 10,000 people just in those areas. So they might say there was 95,000 there, but there could have been 105,000 or more that day.
Possibly, possibly. There was when I rocked up, I was there about probably about 11 o'clock ish, and it was a shit ton of people there around the end time. I got in. They opened up the gates at 12. I got in and sat in the seat, and I fell asleep because I was that exhausted because I went to the dawn service. And then, And the next thing I know, my old man who met me there, he's nudging me, goes, wake up, idiot. I said, but it was a memorable day. It was an absolutely memorable day. And, I remember talking to, I had a couple of good conversations with Michael Long, hell of a bloke. He was a teacher at a school and I was doing some work for. And he said outside of the grand finals, that's the greatest game he's ever been involved with. He said it was an amazing game. You can't ever take that away from the guys who played in that game. I said, yeah. So, because he's a great bloke, fantastic fellow. He said that was, but seeing Sav, geez, how good was Sav on that day?
Amazing. He kicked 9 that day.
Yeah, I know. I remember. Yeah, he was a good full forward. He was. I was so filthy on Malthouse the day that he got rid of Sav to North Melbourne. I just went, oh, don't do this day. Oh, you bastard. Anyway, I was a big Sav fan. But
massive.
And you're a Melbourne, mate. You're going to the game tomorrow.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Locked and loaded, ready to go. We're going to get down there early. I've got general admission MCC, so that's a bit of a raffle, but we'll just get there early and I'll get something.
You got to rock up and get in the queue.
Well, I used to be a member, and because I've been in Thailand so long, I let it lapse. So back in the day, what you'd do is you'd go there early, and you'd put a jumper or a coat, and that would be your seat.
On a seat, yeah, that's right.
Now, what they generally do is you sit there, and an attendant will come in and they will put a sticker
That's
on
right.
the seat as if this is taken, and you get that basically that seat is reserved. I don't know. That's what they do on grand finals. I don't know if it's the same on Anzac Day, but in any case, I'm going to get there early tomorrow, and I'll be there, even if it's front row or back row in the top level. I'll be there. So
You used to take it in turns when you go to the footy, and you go to the MCG, and you grab your scarf and a jacket, and you take up half a row for your mates or your family.
Yeah, that was it. They've always said, you can't reserve it for your mates, but it was sort of like if
bullshit.
It's like a sort of a
Sorry,
gentleman's
mate. Sorry, taken. But there's no one sitting there. I don't give a stuff. Take it. Piss off.
Speaking of reserved a spot, we've reserved a spot for Kev's Magpies. He's gone down to get some chips and a hot dog, and he's here. How are you, Kev?
Good.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. Was that before your time, the first Anzac Day game?
Yes, I was 4 years old when that happened.
But you've seen replays.
Yes,
or was that
yes, I have.
Yeah. That's how footy used to be, mate. That's how it was, mate.
Especially Sav back in the day, he was so good for us when he played and then when he played for North.
Yep.
But I do
like-
remember the 2002 Anzac Day when we had Mark McGough as a 17-year-old who won the Anzac
right.
Day medal in the wet.
That's right.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah. I was there that day too. Yeah.
That was when I think Buckley kicked the sealer in teeming rain and give the big two-fisters. Yep.
Yeah.
I was in Sydney watching that. And that was when I realised how shit Melbourne weather was. It was the first time I'd been out of Melbourne. I moved to Sydney, and in the morning I went down and had a swim at Bondi Beach, and it was 26 degrees, and went to my mate's house to watch it in Surrey Hills, and it was 13 degrees in Melbourne. And I was like, okay, this is probably a good place to watch the Anzac Day game for once in Sydney, because it was a shit of a day.
100%.
You know the funny thing about that, though, is that Melbourne cops less rain than Sydney every year, annually, and Brisbane.
That's right. But Sydney will get 3 months worth of rain in 2 days with those huge.
That's right.
They get a big tropical storm will just smash down.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. But it takes me back going to the G. I love those days. I was mainly spent that time with my dad going to the footy. Yeah, me and my dad were. We went to the footy, sat with each other for all the years, and just takes me back just remembering that and having fun. My dad's been passed for 11 years now, but it was good times. Yeah, so sort of miss them, but I don't sort of miss going to the footy these days. It's a different environment now. Don't know if you guys.
Well, I don't know. I will tell you tomorrow, because I haven't been to a game since 2012. So let's see.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what the experience is like. So
yeah, don't swear. You're not allowed to swear at the footy. You can't swear.
Oh, hey, I went to watch. I caught the last quarter of the reserves today. The VFL.
Yeah. Oh, did you go watch it? Did you?
I was barracking, and I was like, "Oh, go Westie!" And like, "Oh, well done, Swaddles." And the missus is there,
nice.
and I didn't take much notice of this. And then we're walking away, and she's like, "Oh, the people weren't happy with you." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I wasn't like yelling, or like being offensive, so I thought. And she said, "Yes, there's this girl. She said you were gross." Like, what? She said, "I think they were Essendon people." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh no, that's probably why. But yeah, you can't. The last time I went was Collingwood Essendon a couple of years, because I've been pretty crook in my last few years. I got in trouble with the vaccine, so I've been in and out of hospital for the last 4 years. But and the last game I went to was a Collingwood Essendon game. It was the last game of the year we just beat them. I think it was a couple of years ago. And these Essendon guys are sitting in front of him, and one of them's got out of his seat, just doing his temper at the umpires, going, "Fucking umpires." And that's all he said, All of a sudden, all the security guards came from every direction. They're going, "All right, who swore?" And I've just said, no, mate, no one swore here. And he goes, oh, was it the guy here? I said, no, he didn't swear. I mean, I'm not going to have any, I don't give a shit what club you're barrack for, getting kicked out of the footy for swearing.
I hate when they try and dub you in for swearing. Like, it's just one word. Like, get over yourselves.
I mean, there's some words you shouldn't say, especially around kids, but I mean, the F words, I mean, yeah, it's a very, it's very soft. They have the swear police. They're actually there for indecent behaviour. So,
Yeah.
God's truth. I mean, if someone's been racist or anything, that's fair enough. They should be kicked out anyway. Well, that sort of shit, I don't tolerate that crap. But as far as dropping the odd F-bomb, mate, that's. But I hope you have a great. You going, Kev? You going the footy, mate?
Yes, I am. I've been to our first Anzac Day game was 2018.
Yeah.
And the second one was 2019. That's when Nathan Buckley said, how dare those people that brewed champion and Scott Pendlebury.
That's right. That was disgraceful.
Yeah.
I've never booed a player in my life. I don't give a stuff who they play for. I don't boo players. I just don't. It's a stupid act. I mean, boo. What's it going to do?
I only boo players like if they come in like having set shots at goal or something like that. But,
that's different. That's putting off a player. That's different. That's allowed. You can put off a player. I used to like because I settled.
It's a slippery slope, Stu. If you say, "Oh, I don't like booing players," well, what if he's just king a bloke and it's greening, behind the ball? So
okay, that's not just
so my
that's different.
My theory about booing is just boo. If you want to boo, you can boo. Freedom of speech. Just go for it, and just go for it. But I don't like, hey, just boo for every little thing. But if someone's been a prick, just go for it.
I don't think I explained myself properly, but yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. I mean, it's like when they're booing Nick Dacos. I'm going, why? I remember, people booing Gary Ablett at Collingwood one day. And I'm going, what are you doing? Why are you booing him? He's not done nothing. He's too good. You're booing someone because they're good. Oh, okay. That makes no sense. I agree.
Hey, Stu, just I think I've added another member to the panel. Legend, Chris. How you doing, mate?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Kev. Hey, Stu.
Hey, Chris.
Hey,
how
Chris.
You doing, mate?
I was thinking earlier. Yeah, I was thinking, is Mick doing a stream? I'm thinking, is he doing a stream at all?
Nah, mate. He's in Japan, and I think he's as he should be, entertaining the missus and getting out there, getting some good sashimi and some good karaoke and some any other racist references I should make. But no, so he should. So I just thought. So I'm hanging out in my Airbnb here in Abbotsford, and
nice.
Nothing more to just chill out and listen to Mick and the boys just talk some Collingwood repartee. And then I saw he's not doing it. I thought, oh fuck it, I better do something. So hopefully we get enough people on the panel, and I can just sort of slip away and just listen on the couch for an hour or two, and I'll go to sleep. But we'll see.
With the sleeping pill. So
yeah, that's it, mate. We started a stream the other day, and Anthony from Pies Footy came on. He said, "Guys, I'm going to just slip in, and I'm going to put the phone next to my ear, and I'm going to go to sleep." And then Manny jumped on, and I'm not sure how much sleep he got.
Yeah, Manny was very hyper this time, but he was very hyper. Yeah. Manny was very hyper on Anthony's thing tonight.
In these streams, Manny's your sort of upper, and Shawnee from Ultimate Greatness, he's like the downer. Not that he's like a downer on the mood. He's just more chilled, you know.
Oh, he speaks in
Like,
in one Shawnee speaks in one monotone, so you sit there and go.
Yeah.
And
That's zen. I'm gonna zen out. I reckon Shawnee could open up his own like if he could like
Podcast.
combine with like a Thai spa medicinal sort of outfit where it's just like you are going
meditation.
into a zone. You want to talk about AFL football, particularly Collingwood. And
He's
Sean
good.
from Alternate Greatness is gonna just talk for hours and
He's
hours. And now
Yeah.
you're relaxing. Yes, you
It's
feel
good.
good.
It's good.
You're gonna feel good. He's gonna talk about Oscar Steen again and again, and he's gonna talk about how Fly will not play the youngsters. Yes, now you're feeling relaxed. It's all good. It's
he does get you in a
That's good,
meditative
man.
state, doesn't he? So,
Yeah,
so what
it's
did you
good.
think of the
It's
second
good stuff.
half of the? What did you think of the second half of the twos?
Well, I got there for the a little bit. I saw enough of the third quarter to see.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Bobby Hill did a few good things. I tell you
Yeah.
what, West was good, but Jack Buller is a key forward.
Oh yeah.
I think he's been a bit nervous in the ones, but
Yeah.
he is just give it to me.
Yeah.
Just
I tend to agree.
presents. If he
Yeah.
doesn't mark it, he's just
Yeah, for
boom
sure.
down on the ground. The good thing about him, when it hits the ground, he's a ruck rover.
He is.
Just boom. Just I'm not giving up. So the problem with McStay and especially Membry, when it hits the ground, they're nowhere. They're not.
That's a good point.
Buller and Westy as well. The good thing about Buller and West is they are footballers. So that means when they're not marking it, they are essentially a ruck rover. So that's what I was only there for a quarter and a bit, but that really got my eye. Their positioning is really well. What I like about West and both because we were on the Glasshouse side where we were watching, and both of them they push down to give a really good option on the wing. So they will lead. They don't always get it kicked to them, but then they push back, and that's what good key forward, especially in the old days, the centre half forward would give you an option on the wing. Membry and McStay don't always do that.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
They might not get a game as much as they should this year, but when those two finally move on or get injured or whatever, we're really good, bright future in the forward line with those two blokes. So impressed.
Yeah. Well, I find McStay a bit one-dimensional. Membry can be a bit in and out, but. Yeah, but what did you? I thought Allen's game today, because I watched it on TV, but I thought Allen's game was really good, and Harvey Harrison was really good. And Howe's down back. Howe's down back was amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing was getting past him.
The only thing that happened today was they were saying was Reece McInnes doing his ACL.
How sad's that, eh?
Oh no, that's sad. That's sad.
Yeah,
but there was like nothing in that. Like all it was just one twist. So for him to do another ACL, that's another 12 months, and you would have thought that he would have replaced Howe potentially, but I don't know, do we open up a mid-season spot now and get a key defender, or?
Well, I think they will, and I think they might. Well, they might go for.
I'm thinking Tinkle.
Tinkle, yeah.
I was thinking Tinkle. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Tinkle could play multiple positions. He can play forward, back, ruck. That's what we need. We need another one of those guys. I think that's right, Kev and Chris. Yeah. But I'll tell you one.
And I like Swartline too. He was good today.
Yeah, he's just got to get his disposal a little bit better, but he's fantastic. He's got the endeavour, no doubt. He's going to be a player. But the one guy who probably won't be playing for us next year is Jaff. He's terrible. Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, I didn't like him today.
I was talking about that. So, what? Are you still with us, Matt?
Hmm.
I was about nicked off for a minute.
He's paused.
Oh,
I think
he's paused.
I think he's nicked off. Oh, he's paused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably pouring another bourbon or something. But what do you reckon tomorrow, guys? What's the prediction? What's the predictions?
Collingwood by 15 points.
I think we'll win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
I think we'll win, but I think it'll be close. I
said 24 points on Anthony's show, but I still think we're going to win.
I'm thinking maybe between 15 and 10. So if I have to make a guess, I'll go 10 points. I'm not.
Okay.
Essendon, they do worry me. They played good the last 2 weeks. Like, look what they did against Gold Coast.
They have played well. Yeah. They did play well against. I mean, I think Gold Coast are going to be up and down for a little while until they get their system going, because there's no certainties this year. That's one thing. I'm saying. What did I see? I did see. Yeah, no. So who's the emergency for tomorrow? It was Parker. Oh, it must be Parker, because I didn't see Parker playing today.
I heard Buller.
Allen.
Emergency. And maybe Allen. Allen too.
Yeah, Allen played. So
no, but he was an emergency.
Now Void is very interested to know. Oh, by the way, I wasn't getting a bourbon stew. I was getting a Melbourne bitter. Okay,
Lovely.
so I am.
Good work.
I'm back. I am back in
It's
Australia.
all good.
I'm back in Australia for the first time in 5 years, and I'm
Good work.
overdosing on Carlton Draft on tap and
All the
Melbourne
best.
bitter in stubbies. So I'm very happy with that.
It's
Now-
Long, Parker, and Allen that were emergencies.
Yeah,
There
so
you go.
I think
Now-
I think because Parker did not play in the VFL and Long didn't play in the VFL either,
Yeah.
so it'll be either those two that may come in if there's a late change.
So
Well-
Alan today, Voidoid wants to know, because I know he's your man crush, Voidoid. Ed Allen, I only saw the last quarter, but he was exceptional.
Yeah.
He was. I saw.
He
was.
Very smart football. He was. I think he had at least 2 score involvements. He was hitting up. He hit.
He was good. Very
Westy
good.
twice, and I think Buller once. And
he's
he's never going to be a Nick Dacos type footballer, but he just has to work with his limitations. And he had 28 disposals. I think he was going at 70% or more efficiency.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the side sees. I think like I thought his last game he was a little bit better. And I think they're saying go back to the ones, go back to the twos and just get yourself 25 possessions at 70% or more. And his possessions that I saw, he was getting centre forward, and he had a couple of score involvements, a couple of assists. And if the future is Ed Allen connecting with Buller and West like they did today, then that is a good future. So does that answer your question, Voidoid? I only saw a quarter, but what I saw I liked. I don't know about you guys. You probably saw the first 3 quarters.
He's got to play midfield. He's got to play midfield. They can't put him on a flank or a wing. He's a midfielder. He's a prime mover midfielder. He needs to be in that midfield, and I think Fly's got to persevere.
I 100% agree. Now, Anthony, I'm not just picking on Anthony, but this is a lot of people in this community. How they debunk that is they go, oh, but you've just got to learn to play in other areas. My question to you is, could you put Mitchell on the wing?
No.
The wing is not the wing is not everyone can play on the wing.
Tough position wing, toughest position on the ground.
Now Gavin Brown could play in every position on the ground. Maybe he couldn't play in the ruck, but he could go down forward and he could get 5 goals at full forward, and in the next quarter he'd be playing on the wing. but some people just can't play on the wing.
I
So
agree.
Greg Williams couldn't play on the wing.
I agree.
No way.
So this, you've got to learn to play in other positions. Yeah, that to a certain extent, but the wing is not an easy position to play on for everyone.
Position.
Some people it's easy. Like I reckon Swaddling could come in tomorrow and pick up 20 possessions tomorrow.
Yeah,
Does that mean he's better than Greg? Does that mean he's better than Greg Williams? No. It's just some people are better in certain positions. So, yeah, that's my take on that.
But I mean, with no disrespect to the younger guys, but I don't think the younger guys really understand the full gamut of football from the way back. And the guys who've seen it all, because they see positional play at certain guys. And they can play everywhere. It just doesn't exist, and it never has existed in football. I mean, Gavin Brown was a unicorn. Gavin Brown was an absolute unicorn, and lucky enough to kick a footy around with him, and I played a season of cricket with him too. So, but he's just an absolute unicorn. Could play any position. Probably one of the hardest, toughest players we've ever had at the club. But Ed Allen, midfield all the way. Harvey Harrison, midfield going into the forward line all the way. Saxena looked good in parts today. I thought he was all right.
I agree with that.
Ryan was all right.
Sullivan too.
Ryan looks like a footballer.
Sullivan was
a quarter and a half, but yeah.
Sullivan was good too. Yeah, Sullivan was very good.
I tell you who's not a footballer. TJ.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
He's an Elmer Fudd. He's not up to it.
Yeah.
He's not up to it.
They've grabbed a bloke whose brother is a decent footy player. His brother. He's from a minority, so they're getting woke points as well. Not TJ's fault. And they've gone, we're going to throw you in there and make you a poster boy. The kid can't play footy.
No, he can't. No,
that's not his fault.
You're right. Sorry, so you're right. No, he can't play. He doesn't.
And the other one that's not good is Smith. He's not good either.
No, I
tell you what, mate. Hey,
I'm not saying
Chris,
that.
I've never seen the guy play football today. He had a couple of nightmare situations. Like
he did.
You're probably a bit young to remember a guy called James Manson.
No, Charlie was.
But Illaru Smith today, he did some of the best things, like fantastic bits of play, like taking a mark and running in. You guys remember the Nick Rewalt in the 2010 grand final where he just
I remember that.
Illaru Smith.
Yes, I remember
had
that.
Something. It was worse.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was worse.
Yes, I saw that. I saw it.
I don't know how.
No,
you
it was
could make
touched.
it worse.
It was touched.
It was touched, but
it was touched. Yeah.
But he showed a bit today. He showed that he is a big boy who's willing to go in and get it. And he just had some brain fades. If he can get rid of those brain fades, he can be a footballer. He could be a key back. He could be a backup ruckman. Really liked what he did. By the way, I'll just interrupt myself. Welcome, Age. How you doing, mate?
G'day, legends. How are we, mate?
Age,
good, buddy.
Hey, Age.
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I saw you started really late, and I said, I was half asleep, but I said, I'll come say g'day.
Yeah, it's just well, it was selfish on my behalf. I was just going to kick back on the couch. I've had a few too many Carlton drafts, and with the old schoolmates, and Mick's not on. Thought, bugger this, I'll do it myself. So that's it.
Beautiful, mate. Well done.
Well done, Matt.
What are we feeling about tomorrow, Age?
Look, they've put a few good weeks together, but look, we're in a position where we're better than them. So look, nothing less than a win should be expected. yeah, look, if they bet us tomorrow, I mean, fair play. It probably just sort of highlights maybe that we're not going as well as maybe what we think we are. It's just one of those games. We should win, but yeah. I'm just hoping Jamie's turned a corner now because, that forward line obviously has been a big issue all year. So, yeah, hopefully he can turn it on for us. He usually plays well against Essendon. That's really it. The conditions are going to be beautiful, so no excuses, and see how we go. The forward line should fire in those conditions and against a weaker sort of team.
Also, too, they don't have much of a good defense as well, so they can see that over 100 points as a defensive team. So if our forward line can fire up and kick a lot more accurately as well, it actually does give us a huge chance to really score on there too.
Yeah, the other thing as well, and I'd like to know Stu's thoughts on this actually. Oh, and you, Matt, you were there today, but I think the pressure will
Who's
be
got
on because
Age?
Buller
One sec, Age.
Yeah, mate. Yep.
Someone's got background. Has someone got their YouTube on in the background or something else?
No, I'm all clean here.
Nah, not me.
Someone talking in the background.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Age. Keep going, mate.
No, you're right. You're right. I think Buller kicking 5. He's got to be putting his hand up for selection next week now, especially after. So I'm thinking there could be a position in the forward line that might need to open up for him. So I think tomorrow will be really important for the forward line because it would be hard to keep Buller out now. I think.
Very hard.
I think especially with we've got the short turnaround against Hawthorn this week, isn't it?
5 days. Yeah,
it is. I see a Membry managed around the corner.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they'll have to. It'll have to be a tall. It'll have to be a tall for a tall. But I don't know how you can not play Buller now. You'd have to give him an opportunity next week, I think. So, yeah.
100%.
Man,
I think the forward line needs a fire.
Yeah, I agree.
That guy. I see him in the flat. I remember a few weeks back, someone, I don't know if it was Anthony or someone else, just said that they went and watched a training or a seniors game and they just thought about how much this guy talks. This guy runs the show. He's like, you go over there and you go over there, and he just runs to the right places. And my concern was him because I'd watched a lot of training, and what they were having before the start of the year is they would have the key backs and the key forwards doing competitive work. And I liked what he was doing. He would get his hands on it and he would get the best position and it would spill. But what I'm now seeing him, he is clunking it, whether it's a chest mark or getting in the jukes, as BT would like to say, but protecting the space. I'm excited about Charlie West, but I think Jack Buller is going to be a really good forward for us.
Absolutely.
He just looks. He's got a presence about him. He's just roaming around there like a big cat. Like, I'm the man. Give it to me. I think we've really picked out a good guy.
I do too.
A good replace. I think he's going to be a very good replacement for Checkers. As much as I like Checkers, and as much as I was hoping Checkers did well tonight, this guy's 25. Checkers is nearly 35. So you know what I mean.
That's right. The thing is, it's going to say to the other guys, right? Guess what? They want your position. So what are you going to do about it? How are you going to lift?
I hope so.
And because my theory was, I don't know if you guys heard me on Anthony's show tonight. I said that it's going to put pressure on positions, which also lifts the standard. So it actually lifts the standard throughout the group. And I think that started in the last quarter last week. We lifted our standard. All of a sudden, Nick goes down the forward line. Steenie's getting first use of the ball. Our boys go, well, fuck, we can do this. Well, I don't know where we've been. And it was like they just woke up. It was like they just woke up from the, whatever nightmare they've been in for the last few weeks.
Slumber. A massive slumber. Yeah.
Slumber. Well, Bobby Bean back in the group. Bobby Bean back in the group is they've lifted with Bobby Bean back. There's no doubt he's a catalyst. And watch out.
I'm not sure that is correct, but
okay,
it could be true. It could be true because I mean we're down. We caught the last quarter. Yeah. And all my missus wanted to do was get out to the huddle and get a photo of Bobby. So it's like Bobby's back. Bobby's back. Where I'm at the moment, I can't stand the little shit. Right? Okay. But he has got some. He has got some points to get back in my eyes, and I'm sure a lot of Collingwood supporters.
Yeah,
and and his teammates, I hope, are like the same. Righto. You need to get yourself back in the black. So
no doubt he's got to prove himself. 100%.
But I'm there watching it. There was a little play on the wing, and he dodged around and kicked it to baller, and I was like, "Go, Bobby!" And I was like, and my missus like, "Oh, you like him now?" Hey, it's Collingwood. It's Collingwood,
Yeah, that's exactly right.
She dropped you in it, didn't she?
Fair question. Fair question.
You said he was shit. You said he was shit last week. What are you doing, mate?
No, shit character.
Yeah, I agree.
But he can get points back as a character.
We've all been guilty of that. Don't worry about it.
As much as he's given us the shits, you when he pulls on the stripes,
I want him to do well. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. It's the same with
I agree.
You can't be a Collingwood supporter, remember, without being a hypocrite, mate. It goes hand in hand. You've got to be pulling the black and white. You've got to be hypocrite. Yeah.
A week's a long time in football was invented for a reason.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, true.
Hey, and a day is a long time in a relationship for all of those who are in a relationship. Okay. Actually, an hour is a long time in a relationship.
An hour is a very long time. That's why I'm free now. I've had 2 divorces.
Oh my God, I wanted to kill her an hour ago.
And now I love her. Strangely enough. Yeah.
That goes the same for your football team.
The problem is with the missus. They want to kill you 24/7. It's not reciprocal. But no, I think that we turned the quarter as a group. You can see the attitude changing, the attitude around. What I was talking about, Bobby being a catalyst, I don't think he's the only catalyst, but I think that they'd be happy walking taller with him on the ground there. So, but as far as he's concerned, he's got to pull his finger out of his ass and prove it to the group. But I think he will. I hope he does anyway.
When does he play?
I'm pretty. I'll probably give him a couple more weeks there, Kev.
I think Kev, what they might do is, I think he might play against Geelong.
Ooh.
I think Hawthorn.
No, he won't play against Hawthorn. No.
I think Sydney.
It's too soon. It's too soon.
Yeah,
so what?
Yeah.
I think Sydney.
Now, but when I say might be against Geelong, it depends if that's Pendle's record-breaking game. So you could look at this 2 different ways. If he plays against Geelong, it could sort of take away the line. And this is okay. This is not me talking. This is public relations. People, don't hurt Darcy Cameron's feelings. This sort of stuff. They could go, we don't do that at the same time. But take away the razzle dazzle. If you had Bobby coming in, the same time as breaking the record, it will sort of be a double spark to get them going.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Geez, who knows? But if he's ready to come back in, doesn't matter when he comes back in, because we really need some speed down in the forward line and a bit of X factor, because we don't have that with Schulte,
I did make a call though. I did make a call that Will Hayes will have his he'll arrive in football tomorrow. Big stage, young bloke.
Would
very
love it.
keen.
The purple haze.
haze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
purple,
Willie Hayes, mate.
purple.
Willie Hayes,
Go the
mate.
purple.
Go purple.
Purple Hayes. Yeah, I think the purple might come out and have a purple patch. He might have a purple patch.
Last week, people were saying, "Oh, he didn't do much." He kicked a vital goal and could have kicked another, but gave it off as a goal assist. Now, 2 years ago, if Bobby Hill had done that, everyone would be saying, "Oh, that's Bobby. He did his job." So, as a small forward, especially the way we're playing at the moment, stodgy, small movement. If you kick a goal and give one off at vital times in the game, you are doing more than enough. So I'm glad. Thank you, Fly, for not dropping him. Everyone thought he was going to get dropped. Not that we thought he should get dropped. We thought Fly was going to drop him.
No.
Where should Geordie play tomorrow?
The VFL.
Half foot forward.
Yeah,
mate. If Geordie can't bring fucking Geordie, like finals Geordie tomorrow, he does need to go back to the VFL. Come on.
Yep, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I was both on Sidey and Geordie. I was, and I've been, a bit of argy-bargy with Anthony and others, and Boomer. They're both not, for me, they're not automatic selections.
No.
Because of
Take the name out.
No way.
Take the name out of form. Steele is playing one good game in 4. DeGoey, one good game in 5, and that's been for years.
Yeah.
So we're at a period in our club where we go, hey boys, you know what? What we want you to do, we really want you to buy in what we're doing. We want you to play a few games in the seniors, not because we don't think, in the VFL, not because we don't think you're good enough to play in the seniors, but we really want to bring these new kids in. We're going to bring you guys back when it gets to the business season, and you guys are 30, and Sidey, you're 34. Just play a few games in the VFL. It's really going to help us out. Will you do that for us? Absolutely, we will. Great. We're going to bring, you know what I mean? So, but I'm hoping that because it's Anzac Day, they come in and we get old Sidey back and we get Jordan DeGoey back, 20 possessions, kicks 2 goals. But if they don't, hopefully they just go, nah, sorry, boys. Let's bring in some youth. Same with Chris.
Yeah, I agree.
Same with Chris beat Lipper.
Yeah, Chris was Houston's a worry. But I think with Sidebottom's a proven big game player, and he does produce in big games.
Yes.
And so does Geordie.
Yep.
And so does Geordie.
Yeah, I think that's the thinking. I think that's their thinking. Yeah.
If they were horses, you'd be putting a bet each way in the Melbourne Cup from both of them because of their ability to run big in a big race. And you are right what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying 100%. But I still think Sidebottom's still got a bit of currency. Geordie's just not feeling it at the moment. I don't think he trusts his body. And he's just 100% between his ears. Geordie's just got to get over himself a little bit, I think. Stop, just you're only limited time in football, but you got to give it, balls out or not at all.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
DeGoey's still got tickets.
Yeah.
DeGoey's still got tickets. I think he can have another lean 3 or 4 weeks and he'll be fine. But yeah, he needs to turn it pretty quickly. I think
that's right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think both of them. I think both of them. I think they're saying here are 2 guys. These guys can be a game changer in big games or finals. Let's just throw them back in. Because what are we losing? We've lost Allen and Long. I don't have any issues with those outs, as well as I don't have any issues with that. Like it's a net sum game. They're like going. We lose those players and we bring in 2 guys who are the type of guys who can win finals. But on the other side of the coin, I would be saying to these guys, if you guys, either of you don't perform, we've given you guys probably shouldn't be playing in Anzac Day. We've given the boot to these two guys who they're younger than you and have just as much right to play an Anzac Day. But you guys, Sidey, Jordan DeGoey, you guys have got games because of your reputation. You better fucking perform. And if they don't, go back.
Yeah.
No, we went to bat for you to give you an Anzac Day game. And especially DeGoey, who can just doesn't chase and can go in and out of games. Those blokes have got to go, hey, we got a game here when it was our reputation. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, look, Sidey, no matter what happens, Sidey's going to get carried until Pendlebury's record-breaking game. There's nothing sure in my mind about that. He's undroppable until then. Second half of the season, like you said, it might be a case of 2 or 3 weeks managed or rested or twos.
Sure.
But
Sure.
I think until that record-breaking game, you're not going to see any of the old guys really. Yeah.
No, it also depends. I mean, that's right, and that's what I think that you can see as of today with the VFL. That is what their intention is, and so I'm starting to see method to the madness. You go, okay, now I'm on board. I'm getting on board. I'm seeing what you're doing. Right, I feel a bit more comfortable in my duffel coat, so to speak. But I think the other bloke who's a massive worry for me is Houston.
Massive worry.
Yeah.
I mean, fair dinkum, I'd love to be giving him a bit of hot gospel, mate. A good old hot gospel, mate. I'll tell you. Oh, jeez. I saw Roger Merritt. Remember Roger Merritt played for Essendon and Brisbane, and Roger Merritt was coaching I was living up in Queensland in '98, and Roger Merritt was coaching the Lions seconds, the Bear Cubs, or what are they called? And we got in the rooms at half time, and one of the Brisbane guys wasn't listening to him, and Big Rogers just walked up, grabbed him by the throat, and shoved him up against the wall, and he said, "You fucking listen to me. You show some fucking respect." And this guy went out second half, played the best game I've ever seen. And I'm in the rooms, and I don't scare easily. And even I'm starting to shit myself. I'm going, "Oh shit, this is ordinary." So I'm not suggesting grab Houston by the throat, but emotionally grab him by the throat, because I don't think he's playing like he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
He's playing like he's not invested. Whereas Perryman, who came down at the same time, mate, he's going to be a black and white immortal. The guy's probably the first pick player. Perryman's having a hell of. I reckon he's outside chance to be all Australian if he keeps that form going. He's been
criminally underrated.
I agree.
But I think the roster on Collingwood supporters know what he brings every week, you know. But Houston for sure. I mean, this is always the problem. You get a guy from another club. It can go 2 ways. Either the fresh start just absolutely just takes them to another level, like your Perryman, or you've got your Houston, who they get the big contract, the big money, and then they're just chill for the rest of their career, and they've got no real drive or anything. And I think he's shown all the hallmarks of that, where he's just doing enough to perform every week, where you're like, oh, he's still best 23, but he's not a game changer. He's not playing the way he did at Port Adelaide.
Nowhere near
the All-Australian guy. You know, he's not the sort of guy that we wanted. We part of the reason we got him in is to release Nick from that position, because it was so reliant on him at half back. So you bring in a Houston, and you know he's in lead at that role and whatever else. But yeah, he's just not. Every week, and the problem is a lot of the supporters, especially the couple of good games he played at the start of the year, people were saying he's turned a corner. Yes, we've got him back, but it's like, mate, he was doing that week in, week out at Port Adelaide, week in, week out. You know, and
for sure,
he just hasn't done it consistently at all for us. And, you know. He's just not the same player, you know.
Yeah, no, he's like he's plain white rice. He's just boring, and he doesn't do enough. He does the bare minimum of what he has to do to survive in that side. And I think that as I said today, with guys who are pushing for spots, someone's got to say, hey, pretty boy, we know you're on a fair contract, but unless you want to play, we're happy to negotiate with somebody else. Because,
Absolutely.
we want to win football games, mate. None of this tiptoeing around the edge and walking on eggshell shit. You got to be realistic. Would this be tolerated by Chris Scott? Or
No.
No.
No way.
No way. No way.
No way would Chris Scott tolerate the way Houston's playing. Chris Scott would have him by the bollocks in the back of the club rooms, mate. He'd be ripping him new ones. I mean, even my voice, I can't say look-alike, voice sound alike, Lee Matthews. Imagine Lee Matthews putting up with Houston. Fuck no.
No.
There's no way. There's no way.
No.
I'm surprised, because I suppose he might need that emotional kick up the arse. The problem with Colin, we're too woke, especially with people like Darcy Moore. Oh, it's all fairly touchy. You got to. I can't wait till next year. Give the captain to Nick.
Speaking of Darcy Moore, I'm glad we made the decision not to play him for Anzac Day. I even said in my preview in the team talks that smart to not play him. Look, I prefer to have Darcy Moore in, yes, but because we got a 6-day break or 5-day break against Hawthorn, I will play Darcy Moore against Hawthorn because therefore you're coming off a short day break. We're going to feel fatigued. So I think that now we can try and do Darcy Moore next week comes in if it's still that comes out. I think that may be the one that goes about it too.
Yeah, of course. That's right, Kev. You're right. 100%.
There'll be 3 or 4 changes. There'll be 3 or 4 changes for that Hawthorn game. I can almost guarantee.
Yeah.
You're more than likely to be Pendlebury side bottom, probably a Membry for Buller, and I think maybe Moore will get back in provided he's fit. I will say though, Moore's starting to get back to that injury sort of period he had when he was younger in his career. And I just think I don't even know. Is he up for it anymore? More like
no.
He could just be bloody finished, mate. He could just be finished.
He's as bad as I said to Anthony. Didn't know what a blancmange was, but I said he's as hard as a blancmange. Be fair to him, he's just he is absolutely. I'm not good enough to play against him, but I reckon I would have been loved to be getting into his head out there in the football field, having a chat to him, talking to him. I reckon he'd be going off crying after I'd finish.
The first step is to strip the captaincy of him at the end of this year. I think that's the most important thing. And
100% for sure.
It's got to go to Nick.
Has to go. The only other alternative is Maynard for a year or two, but no, they won't do that. They'll just give it to Nick, I think, straight away. But
Maynard's the sort of player that runs through a brick wall for you, but I don't know his captaincy type. But I love him. I love Bruzzy, but I don't. He's he said Bruzzy always reminds you of Darren Malone.
He's. I'll tell you, he is our captain. That's how much captain material I think Bruzzy is. He is our captain. But
he's a leader. He's a leader.
If we weren't living in a woke world, he would have been given the captain in 2023.
Yes, I do agree. I do agree with that.
And he would actually be a premiership captain right now. So
okay. Yeah, good call.
Because of nature and circumstances intervened, and we lost Pants before he was due. He probably would have been a premiership captain as well. And we missed the boat. Our modern day Darren Mullane is Bruzzy. He should be, So, but he's a leader spiritually on the field. He's never going to be the captain. But he may as well be. Darcy Moore was given the captaincy for political reasons. So,
I mean, and he speaks. Darcy speaks well. He's a very intelligent bloke, but he doesn't lead by example. Is my point. And you need to be a captain. You need to be a Tony Shaw, Gavin Brown, Nathan Buckley, Mark Williams. I could just rattle them off. Nick Maxwell,
Len Thompson,
Len Thompson, Pendlebury. I could. They
Brayshaw.
all led by. Racial, unbelievable, and
Peter Moore, his dad,
even his dad. But he does not lead. He does not lead by example, and that's what a captain does. Scotty Burns, for his short tenure, led by example.
In the fact,
as a captain.
Darcy, if you're listening, I love you as a player. In fact, it was detrimental to Darcy to be given the captain. Just the captaincy didn't work for him.
No,
like he was much better before he was captain. Like he was okay in 2023. He was pretty good. But prior to that, he was and we can all talk about, Nathan Murphy went out of the game and that didn't help him as well.
No.
But the club, and Sean from Ultimate Greatness will tell you, and I agree with him. The club is not Darcy's best friend. Like they play him as a key defender. He's not a key defender. Like you're better off just saying, okay, we've got Darcy Moore down there. We're going to put him on a brute, a big boy in the forward line. No, you'd be better off saying, okay, we want Darcy Moore. We want Darcy Moore to play that intercept defender. Let's send a Dan McStay down there and let him man up on someone.
Darcy Moore's
we would get more out of it,
Well, Darcy Moore's better off playing like the Tom Stewart role at Geelong.
But Chris Scott realises that.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Chris Scott, did you hear? And these sort of things get scrubbed from the internet, but it's very telling. You'll watch the Fox coverage of a game, and you see they interviewed Nick Dacos. Did you guys see the Nick Dacos interview after last week?
I did, but I don't know which one I'm talking about. So you did a couple.
Yeah, I saw Nick Dacos. Yeah.
Well, they said, so Nick, you were playing, you went down the forward line. It was fantastic to watch that. And he said, yeah, I'm really keen to do that.
Yeah,
and
I
they
heard that.
said, where did that come about? He said, well, it was Chris Scott's idea.
In the state game, it was.
Yeah, he was chatting to me and he said, I really want you to go forward, and that's what happened. And now I'm really hoping that this is more of a thing that happens. I.e., he was saying, Fly, wake the fuck up, try stuff.
Yeah, I did see that. And I thought exactly the same thing.
It was absolutely. If anyone thinks that Dacos it's all cherries and roses at Collingwood, and he absolutely loves Fly. Dacos knows that Fly has a lot of fucking downsides, and that was him saying to Fly, "Hey, you got to try stuff like this because you did this because Chris Scott did it 6 weeks ago in a preseason game. He called him out. He called him out on Fox."
Yeah. I did read the inside lines of that one. I mean, that's where we go back to Houston, right? When he played at Port Adelaide, he was allowed to go off the leash. At Collingwood, he's not allowed to go off the leash. And I think that's Fly. Fly says, you play my system. That's the way it is. There is no change to the system. No matter where we are, there's no plan B. We play to plan A every game. And this game against Carlton, he went off script and went plan B. And look what happened.
Yes.
Once you go plan B.
Isn't it amazing when you start doing common sense stuff? Boomer, how you doing, mate?
Hey guys, how are we? How are we all? Hey,
you got the gloves on, mate? You ready to go? Let's go. What's going on, mate?
Sorry, it's just going to shit in my throat. Well, you've been talking. It's had the 5 pitches up. Now it's fucked up because the 6th one's coming. But during that, there's a big mark-off grin over the Premiership Cup. And I've got a feeling him not being in the team is not so much an ability and a statistic thing, but I reckon Markov gave us that, hey, everyone likes him. You know that lift that are cool? You know the dude that just comes in and lights up the room? And the way the picture looked with Markov with this big grin over the cup, I think we might like that. You know that old fucking get over yourself, let's not be professionals? But anyway, it just looked good. Yep. So, hey, I've got one for you. I don't think anyone saw this last week, but Brisbane played Melbourne at the G. And you know what Melbourne did to them? They got them back big time. I've got to say to the cheese platter peasants, well done, you fuckers. Whenever Melbourne kicked a goal, they played Irish jig music that was giving us all the fucking shits. But they were getting Brisbane back in a backhanded spite. I thought, Melbourne, that is awesome. They didn't do it tonight. They only did it for Brisbane, and every time Melbourne got a goal, this Irish jig in the background. Oh, it was fucking terrible, but brilliant.
Yeah,
I loved it.
They didn't do it tonight because it was Richmond's home game, but that's a different story.
but you heard it last week. Did you hear that? Or were you guys listening to that game? I just thought, Melbourne, you hit the nail on the head. It was shitting me, wasn't it? What about you? But it was for Brizzy.
Yeah.
All that music shits me. I can't stand it. I reckon it's ridiculous.
I cannot stand it.
Maybe a quick, yeah.
But Boomer, I do want to just address what you said about when the background there with Markov there smiling in the premiership photo. I absolutely 100% agree. There's a reason we got rid of Markov. There's a reason we got rid of Checkers, and there's a reason we got rid of Cox. Okay, on paper, absolutely, but it has created these are guys that are really popular and bring a certain thing. Maybe Markov's not in the best 23, but he brings a spirit to the game. I agree with you.
But that's what I said, and I got held down by a few chosen people. When I get rid of Cox, Myercheck, Markov, Hoskin Elliott, these guys, and there's one other I'm just forgetting off the top of my head. Mitchell. These guys were the heart and soul of the club, popular guys. When you get rid of them, that's one. It's like 1/4 of the quarter of the playing group. That has a lot of things. But Markov, the good thing about Markov, he's still down the club. He's employed by the club. He does all the Magpie media stuff, so he's always down there with the players. So he hasn't disappeared, which is good, and I think so that's a good thing. But I was hoping Markov would play VFL this year, but he didn't. So his reasons was he said he wants a year of football to get fat. Yeah.
And Murphy as well too. Murphy being back at the club now. In fact, the year after he retired from concussion, they should have had him as a runner, because him going out saying, "Oh, dude, this is so cool to just be on the ground again," would have been a lifting factor, because everyone out there knowing they've got the privilege of playing AFL, having Murph running on when you know he's not, it's got to lift you a bit. You know what I mean? Like, I can do that. I'm actually still out here. I'm fucking lucky Murph's not, even though he's a great player.
Yeah, Murphy hasn't left the club, though. He hasn't left the club since 2023.
No, so but now he's this year. Yeah, this year, though, he's a runner. There. He goes out.
But he's been with the club. He's doing training. He's a training coach. He's been a training coach since 2023. So he was there
today.
Yeah,
he's always there. He's employed by the club. So that's so he hasn't left the group. They just kept him around because he was popular. That's why. And he's a club man, like Markov. That's why they kept him around. But once they get used to each other and start the new group bonds, we'll be back, boys. I'm confident. I'm absolutely confident that new group will come through.
I tell you what, it's great to see. I only saw, as you know, I only saw a quarter and a bit of the VFL, but geez, I saw some good football today. Oh,
it was a good game, isn't it?
I don't know how it looked on the TV. How did it look on the TV? Like you guys probably saw.
It was good. Yeah,
it was good.
I tell you, there's a couple of good players at Essendon. I wouldn't mind. A couple of good goal kickers up forward. That Vietnamese kid, Nguyen, he was good. Oh, geez, he was bobbing up. He was hard to stop. I wouldn't mind him down the club. They've got some good players. Good to see Liam McMahon.
What happened? What happened with Reef McInnes? injury?
ACL, left knee. He's out.
ACL.
No, the opposite knee. That's the
He's
opposite.
done the other knee.
Different.
The other knee. Yeah, left. The other one he did was his right. It was just an innocuous. He just shifted weight on his feet, and then his knee buckled, and that was it. Yeah, can happen.
That's fucked.
Well, a physio, like I remember, years ago, I broke my back, and Barry McGavin was my physio, who was the ex-Hawthorn physio for 30 years, and I said, why do the AFL footballers have tendency to do these injuries on perfect grounds, yet park footballers who train but not as hard as AFL don't do these injuries? He said, I'll tell you the difference, because the body type and they're more susceptible to injury because of the way their bodies are trained to be athletes. And I said, is that true? And he said, yeah. I said, okay.
Trained to be athletes. What do you mean? Too bulky?
Well, no, they're trained to the nth degree to be high performance athletes. So therefore, they're trained to be like middle distance runners, which is what their training loads are, to be middle distance runners, and yet not counting in the twisting, the turning, the heavy bumps, the jumping, and all that doesn't come into the argument. That's why a lot of them do knees.
Okay. So they have extra training as a you say middle distance runner, but the change of direction. Why does that affect them more than it does to them or to you and me?
I probably didn't explain it properly. What I'm trying to say is they train to the same extent as a middle distance runner. So they're trained to be able to be athletes with endurance. But in the old days, the footballers didn't train to be middle distance runners. They trained to take the hits. They trained to be short burst speed players. So they were able to be physically better. They were able to take the hits. They trained a lot different. And that's what it's the training loads that are put on them that puts pressure on knees. That's what he said. Yeah. That was 2 years ago, but
right.
If you look at it, it makes sense.
So it's repetitive. They're doing these movements a lot more than anyone else. So eventually, the pressure gives.
Well, middle distance runners don't have to bend, turn, twist, and everything like that. They're running in a straight line. So their endurance athletes don't have to endure the stresses of, say, an AFL. So there's more ACL injuries in AFL than there is in rugby league, for simple reasons, because rugby league players train differently. They get bigger knocks, they twist and turn, but they're thicker.
It's a lot more straight line running. Rugby league's a simpler thing. They're running straight. They
straight
dodge
lines.
A bit. They're not just going in all these random
different directions. Running 360 directions. And he said AFL football, we train them to be athletes, and to be high performance athletes, and they're not really high performance athletes, or the game. So, and I went, when you think about it, it makes sense. I went, okay.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, a mate of mine, a really close mate of mine, who used to actually play centre half forward for Williamstown back in the 80s. Those days, the full forward tend to be the goal square, run straight down the lead, whereas your centre half forwards would lead off towards one left or right flank. And what you tend to do is take the ball shallower. So the centre half forwards would tend to run and dive forward more, whereas your full forwards would tend to be your lanky, tall, skinnier beanpole types, like 2 metre Peter. Now, the thing with Bird is he just developed a stress fracture in his fifth knuckle down the bottom. And they said to him, I said, what happened to you there? And he goes, I never ever hit anyone hard. I was always conscious about how I'd land. And he had the right build. He was good on the ground. He had good balance, and he was a fucking good centre half forward. He had to give up footy just because of the stress fracture. And that was because he was a Bird. He was a bit of a DeGoey, actually. You'd probably describe him like Jordan DeGoey. And those sort of players. Mark Bryan. He used to play there with Kim Kershaw. Yeah, he used to play there with Kim. Yeah, stocky little bastard, real DeGoey type. Used to go in hard, but he didn't collide. Yeah, he bounced around a lot. Yeah, had to give up because had to give up everything, even dirt bikes. So he went and played for. Did
he play Super Rules for Williamstown as well?
Oh, I can't remember exactly, mate. We're talking back in the 80s. Yeah. So
no, I'm talking about, I'm talking about in the late 90s. A few of them went back and played Super Rules. I kicked around with them. Yeah, I have a funny feeling you did. Yeah.
Did you get kicked out of Willie Chow's for singing the Premiership song in Chinese? Does that ring a bell?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No,
Well,
I got on the piss with the famous Williamstown full forward a lot. You know what I'm talking about?
Singing the song in Chinese. That sounds pretty woke.
yeah. Well, it was the Melbourne club song. Yeah, they were just making up Chinese shit because they were all pissed. You know what it's like when you win a parade.
Don't give Darcy Moore and Fly any ideas. They'll be right up for that.
Yeah,
especially going down Smith Street in Collingwood. They're like, okay, let's do the Vietnamese theme song down here.
That sounds something like Chopper Rickman would do at Williamstown. He'd be doing that. He's a massive pisshead, Chopper Rickman.
That was a terrible ground to play at because you either get these bitterly cold, suddenly winds cutting across you, or it was stinking fucking hot with no wind. It was just one or the other. Yeah,
I played for Camberwell, and we played there one day and absolutely got smacked by about 29 goals. We got absolutely pummeled by Williamstown. It was a wet, windy. Fuck, I hate that ground. I hate that ground. That's a shocking ground.
You could kick a goal from towards the north end when the Southerlies were bursting through. You could kick a goal from the fucking centre. Take two steps and putt it. And then the wind would carry it through for a goal down at the top end of the ground away from the grandstand.
To kick a goal, to kick the old goal at the other end, you had to aim at the grandstand so it'd swing back.
No, handball. just handball. You had to handball your way all the way up. If it got too high, it just went backwards. You just couldn't do it. It was a cunt of a ground. Still is. Anyway.
I hate anyway, sorry guys. Hate that ground.
Everyone does. Except the guys who play there. Fucking carpeting. In fact, Cardinia Park, where Geelong play now, that little fucking salad bowl, that's pretty much the same. It's just a terrible fucking surface. And you go in there, especially when it's a Friday night and bitterly cold. I wouldn't want to play footy in that shit. I'd want to go home and just get drunk and sit next to a fire with a fucking snifter of port.
Funny old days. But, yeah.
Hey, you were talking about Darcy Moore before. I saw him do something really interesting. He actually did a good intercept mark and then took off, ran about 4 or 5 metres, saw there was no one up ahead of him and looked back for someone to pass it to. Now, if any player like Alan Jakovic or Justin Lepage or Gary Ayres took it like that would have been a big bound down the ground and try to kick a goal. Darcy Moore stopped, shit himself, passed it back. He's too many goal assists for the opposition for my liking. I'm kind of glad he's not playing tomorrow.
He does. He does. He coughs it up so much. He's.
Remember?
Yeah, I agree.
He's not a batsman.
He's a coach. He's just.
He should be playing in positions forward of centre. Like Matt Rendell said, he'd win a Brownlow if he's with this new jumping rule. Like Darcy Cameron probably shouldn't be in our side. You get Darcy Moore as a ruckman, 200 centimetre. He'd be a ruck over. This is his time.
We'll look at Blitzarse at Geelong. Same thing. Blitzarse can play as a ruck rover.
That's what Matt, the late Matt Rendell said. If Darcy Moore played in the ruck, he'd win a Brownlow. He said he'd win a Brownlow like his dad. Why is he playing in the back line as a key? He's not a key back. He's a natural footballer. He's an attacking footballer. It didn't work out for him as a forward. That's fine. Play him on ball, because when you see him get the ball and he's attacking, he looks like a midfielder.
Well, you play Darcy Cameron back, Darcy Moore on the ball, and then beautiful. Job's right, Steen.
Darcy Cameron as a centre half back. See how that goes, or the centre half forward, whatever. Just he can't play in the centre anymore. Like we've been kissed on the dick. We've been kissed on the dick with Steen. Just go with him. Darcy Cameron can add some support in the ruck, but he's getting smashed in the middle. We've got Steen. Use him.
Well, I thought that at the start of the season with the new ruck rules, Darcy Moore would be good being the ruck. He would be good at going in the ruck. Because, I think he's an athlete. There's no doubt he can run. And he's good at ground level. He's got all the attributes. Why not, I think that's that's people would say that's not the worst idea. I reckon it's the best idea because he's done as a backman, is my opinion. I don't think he can play defender anymore. No, I agree. Yeah, a lot of people probably go, "Oh no, we've got to play him back."
Here's the thing: when he's back there, if he was to go and clunk 5 or 6 intercepts a mark a game, great. But he's not sure. He sort of half goes at the contest, and then he backs out, and then he'll just be an obvious mark that he should take, and then he double fists it into the corridor, goal, opposition. He's shot back there. Like he was good against that in the final against Adelaide. Old Darcy Moore from 2 years ago. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You can do that every week. No complaints.
Yeah, remember when he chased down Ollie Henry that night? Now the thing of that was he ran over to the boundary line, landed on his ass, the ball went over him and who he was on. Ollie Henry had probably 3 meters. Darcy Moore took off chasing him. Henry thought he had room, started to steady up, and it's like Darcy Moore's first gear was a bit better, and his second gear was just really took off. Then he chased him down. And I thought, he hasn't had that speed for some time now. He seems to have lost a couple of yards. But the problem with that kick is when he got that free kick, he kicked it back in and Gary Rowan put it back over his fucking head for a goal. I didn't know the chase down was brilliant. Yeah, fuck me. Why didn't you just handball it off? But anyway, that's a sort of thing. His second gear is what I used to call it, was good. Mm.
The first thing I do with Darcy Moore is I go down with a big set of shearing scissors and I go, "You're not a fucking samurai. Cut his fucking knot off." And say, go out there and fucking play like a man. Feeding him this puffy haircut and this puffy woke bullshit. It's on the nose. It's on the nose. And I'm sorry. I'm not very politically correct. I don't think you guys have ever noticed that. But no, it's enough's enough. If you're going to be a captain, you're not a fucking samurai. Fucking play, be a captain, play like a man. Take some responsibility. Stop being a poof. In the old sense of the word, you can be homosexual. I don't care. That's fine.
Hey, I agree. You can be as gay as you want. You can identify as whatever you want. Just don't
play
be
like
a
man.
Then that's fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
Play like a man.
It's not a sexual thing. I don't care how you want to, what you do in your private life. Just on the football field. Don't be a poof. I get what you're saying.
I actually played. He wasn't outed, but I knew he was gay. I played with a guy for football who I was one of the guys who knew he was gay, and I'd never say a word to anybody because it's his business. And I tell you what, he was as hard as a cat's head, mate. He was a fucking gun on the football field, and he was a leader. You know what I mean? So being gay doesn't mean you're not tough.
Yeah.
It's just. But the old I use poof in the old adage. I don't call someone who's gay a poof. You can be a bit of a poof. Playing like you're a grown man playing with
it's like
grown man playing with Barbie dolls or something.
It's like what happened? Oh, my internet's not working. Oh, it's so gay. Oh, what? Internet connections like a home? It's like are you homophobic? No, it's just not working. It's like,
that's right.
It's not normal. It's like normal.
When you're playing pool with someone and they miss a shot and it's a really soft shot and like, did your boyfriend play too? Yeah, okay, you're all right, not a problem. Or did your boyfriend ride your bike as well?
You can't say those things though.
I know.
But in person you can because like. This sort of stuff,
if you know the people,
like gay people,
you don't take
gay people are not. Gay people don't get offended by this. They're like,
they don't.
Gay people. They're like, oh, whatever. This is funny. Yeah, I am fucking gay. I am fucking gay. It's like it's the media and the establishment want to push this thing. Oh, you can't do that. That's offensive. Right.
I mean, my nephew's gay, but you'd know it if you saw him outside of his work, because he wears a suit to work and he's gay. But if you met his partner, you go, oh yeah, he's definitely gay. His partner's very effeminate, but you can say anything to him. He doesn't give a shit. Yeah. I mean, I used to sit around the table with my kids, because I had a couple of step kids and my kids, and it'd be a gayathon, Dad, can you pass the potatoes? Oh, these potatoes are gay. Oh, this is gay. That's gay. And I'll be going, listen, stop all this gay shit. Give me the shit. Gay shouldn't be.
I like she said, yeah, if you meet his partner, you know, you'd know his gay. I thought the fact that, like, if you meet the fact that his partner was a man, that might have given it away. But
that's what I was joking about.
That's kind of gay. Hey, I got a feeling. I've got this relative who's my nephew. I think he's gay. Tell me, what do you think? Well, he's got a boyfriend, and what else? Hey, I'm in Melbourne. This is normal. This is normal.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, you can't have 690 something blokes playing in the AFL and not one of them being gay. It's probably near on impossibility. So, considering 1 in 5 blokes are gay, I think there might be. Which means,
those stats are bullshit though. Like, come on, because like, how many blokes do you know? Like, Stu, you know, I don't know you personally, just on the streams and whatever. But from what I can gather, just chatting to you, like there's 6 billion people on the planet. You know 26 billion people, and all of them are related to AFL. So, and I haven't heard you talk about any of them being gay. So your stats are fucked.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. You got that argument's holding no water whatsoever. That's what they say.
Okay, guys. We're here with the Warble guys. We're bringing it. It's Anzac Day Eve. We're bringing the real shit here.
Keeping it real.
Don't report us to the government. Keep us alive. We've got 9 people listening right now, and this is it. This is real. This is real Collingwood live TV, and we're here with Stewie. We've got Age. We've got Kev's Magpies. Boomer. Age is Age still here? He was here. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to get through to the game tomorrow, and we're going to talk some shit in the meantime.
Yeah, that's it. You know, as I said, it doesn't worry me. I don't even think about it. You know, what their sexual preference is, none of my business, to be honest. And I don't give a shit. You know, it's you know, I had a mate who came out of the closet once, and we were at a pub. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. And he was going up, and he walked up to me and he said, Stu, I need to talk to you. I said, yeah, that's all right. What's up, mate? He said, can we have a chat? And I said, yeah, okay. I said, what do you want to drink? He goes, wait till I tell you something. I said, all right. So he sat down. He goes, what do you need to tell me? He goes, I need to tell you, you're a good guy. Just want to tell you something. I'm gay. And I said, yeah, okay, fair enough. What do you want to drink? He goes, didn't you hear me? I said, yeah, you're gay. You like dudes. What do you want to drink? And he cracked the shits and walked off. And I'm thinking, well, that's your business, mate. I mean, you know, it must be hard for you to come out of the closet and shit, but you know, why shouldn't I just treat you like who you are? I don't understand.
Okay. Okay, Stu, I know, you know, you just weren't feeling the room there, mate. That was he's finally coming out, and he's thought, I've really got my eye on Stu. He's like, hey, Stu, I'm gay. And you're like, and Stu, you burned him. You fucking burned him. Mate. How? Oh, you are cold. You are cold. He's finally come out of the closet, and that's what you do. Oh, come on, mate.
Oh, well, yeah. No, yeah, I
cold.
Suppose. Yeah, I'm cold. I'm a cold man.
Cold.
Stu,
but, yeah.
Hey, Stu, we're all friends here. The guy that was talking about how he came out that he was gay, it's okay. It's you, mate. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, it was me.
It's okay. We know it's you. We're gonna. Hey, Stu, we're gonna throw our arms around you like Fly says. We're here for you, man.
Hey, mate, you're some
Hey.
pretty masculine boys
okay.
out there. I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't worry about that. Mate, Warble, I've actually saved your photo as a screenshot, so it's all good. That's all right. I've been commenting about Anthony's hairstyles the other day, so I said, Anthony did you say Anthony had the hair parted with the glasses? I said, hey, Anthony, 1920s called. They want the hairstyle back. He didn't know what that meant. But,
we're within the four walls here. We're all coming together. We're gonna put your arms around. It's okay. All good.
Well,
all good, mate.
Confession time. No, confession time. I mean, I'm not gay. I don't care if I am or not. But years ago, I was working for a restaurant, Brunswick Street, very avant-garde restaurant. I was managing it, and we had most of the wait staff were gay, and one of the guys there had a bit of a hissy fit one night. And he went out and into the Brunswick Street, and these guys tried to rough him up, and I've just ran out of the restaurant and said, "Oh, you dickheads!" and rescued him. And he'd done a swan dive in my arms, and so I picked him up. His name was Peter. This guy, we used to call him Princess Peter. And I picked him up, and his boyfriend, whose name was Craig, came running up. He goes, "What's happened?" I said, "Oh, he just fainted. He's all right." Anyway, Craig goes, "Oh, thank you very much for rescuing my boyfriend." Now, at that stage, about 3 or 4 of my mates from the footy club came down, and we're at this party, and they're at this restaurant, and Craig goes, "Thank you, Stu," and he put his arms around me and gave me a kiss on the lips right in front of my football club mates. And I'll tell you what, it is the most awful thing to experience, another man kissing you on the lips. It's shocking. It's terrible. Oh, God. There's only so much Listerine in the world that can get that taste out of your mouth.
Hopefully tomorrow, Jamie Elliott will take another mark of the year over Benny Mackay and teabag him like he didn't. Yeah, he'll get the smell of salted magpie nuts, I hope. Harry Mackay. Sorry, Harry, I got my Mackays mixed up there.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about sand in his vagina or something again. But I was talking to a mate about. I said, "Oh, this guy I chat with on YouTube, Boomer." I said he kept saying Jamie Elliott sand in his vagina. He goes, "I've never heard that before." I said, "Neither have I. I reckon it's great." So we've been referring everything on last week.
You've never heard of that? For fuck's sake, where have you been?
No, I've been, obviously in my hanging around gay bars with Warble, but
I think so. Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah, we're on a Mardi Gras float coming up soon in Sydney because Warble's where Warble was in Surrey Hills, and he's but he's living in Thailand, so I'm a bit worried about the ladyboy factor. But
hey,
that's another.
Hey, Stu, what you need to know is, Stu, that a restraining order needs to be respected. Okay, just chill. It's okay. I've come back to Victoria. I need you to respect the limits, right? we can just get along online.
That's gold. That is gold. That is gold.
Well done, man.
Divorces. I know what restraining orders all about.
Is I'm gonna hand the reins over to you, Stu, and Boomer. I've just got to keep my get my affairs in order. Basically, I've just got to. Boomer and Stu, can you hold the reins for the next 10 to 15 minutes?
Sure, we can do mate. That, mate. Yep. So Lady Boy delivery service. Hey, Soldier Boy, sucky, $20, sucky.
No, I'm in Melbourne now.
That's right.
Hey, Boomer, I'm in Melbourne. Do that if you can give me a service that can do that in Melbourne, I'm all for it. So
it might be $10 in Melbourne. You really don't, mate. You want to pay more than $10?
Yeah, 1,000.
according to a mate of mine, there's one of those joints in Bulleen in Melbourne. There you go. That's what I'm not
$1,000
game enough to try it out.
Did you say $1,000? I'm just putting the price on my dignity right now. I'll get back to you, okay? I got to think this one through. $1,000? Whoa.
No,
I don't know, dude.
Mate, no, God, no, not. Funny thing is not my scene. It's actually not my scene doing it.
Actually, guys, I was at a fucking party once, and as you know, I'm part of the music industry, and every third dude in the music industry is gay or chicks are dykes and whatever. It's pretty much tolerated. You don't give a fuck as long as they don't want to get into my pants or rape or do whatever. That's cool. Anyway, we're at a Barbie sitting there having a few beers, and one of his fucking phone's gone off, and he's pissed off. I go, I just got to go, so he pisses off. Comes back about an hour later. And he's looking a bit, well, put it this way, he's there, but he's not quite the same as he looked. He's a bit disheveled. And he's cruised back up and he's grabbed his fucking a Jim Beam can or something out of the fridge. And I looked at him and said, you just had a root, didn't you? He goes, oh, fuck yeah, mate. This new Tinder fucking app I got in my phone. It's the fucking Duck's Guts. And I'm going, serious? He goes, yeah, mate. I'm fucking busy all the fucking time. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, maybe these cunts are onto something. Yeah, like when you chase girlies, you're pretty limited. These dudes. Fucking phone goes off. Yeah, I'm just hitting off for a fuck. Like, fucking hell, free and easy. I was a bit jealous. I wish girls would do the same with me. Oh, fuck. Good value. And he's so like he went away for Christmas. Yeah, usual. What happened Christmas? Oh, the usual shit. But I decided to do something new. I come out at the Christmas table, and his old man was a dead set, fucking really old school homophobe. And he's like, everyone's doing the usual arguing there. Oh, by the way, everyone, I'm gay. And they're like, what? Whole fucking quiet fell across the table. I said, so how'd you go? He goes, well, Christmas was a bit different.
I'll tell you a funny story. Years ago, I used to go to the football Collingwood and with my dad and a few other blokes. And one of the guys who was with us all the time was a guy called Michael. Now, no names or background, but his name was Michael. Michael was totally blind, but he used to like going to football. So what he used to do is he'd have his tranny next to his ear, and he'd listen to it. And then he'd go, because if he couldn't, he'd go, what's going on? Oh, someone's, oh, you bastard. He was great. And so my grandfather and my grandmother lived in a unit near Victoria Park, so we used to park there. And so one day we all go meet up with my grandfather, who's old World War I veteran. So stand there, but Michael forgot his walking stick, these blind, the white stick. He forgot it, so he had to grab my arm. And my grandfather didn't realise Michael was blind and walking out the building, and Michael's holding my arm. And my grandfather's gone, hang on. He thought I'd turned gay. Michael was holding my arm. We'd explained to him that he was blind. That's a true story. He was old school. He called woolly woofers. Oh, I think those two blokes are woolly woofers.
Cows off. I think he might be a cows off, mate. A cow's off. Yeah. With the old rhyme and slang. It could be a cow's off there, buddy. Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks, Dad.
My dad would say shoot lifters or pillow biters.
Though, when I was in the bike game, working on motorcycles, fucking lesbian chicks, dykes, a lot of them ride bikes. And I've got to say, well, not dykes specifically them, but there are a lot of dykes who do ride, but that's actually a club. And the thing of it is, when you're with them, even the cute ones, they let you know pretty much straight up that they're not into guys. And then, because there's no chance of getting into their fucking pants, you get on with them fucking swimmingly. There's no fucking, what do you call, I want to get onto your undertones. You just fucking treat them like a dude and you have fun. It's fucking grouse, actually. I love stop blokes.
I was involved in coaching baseball and softball, and because my stepdaughter, I coached her into, playing for Victoria and both, and she's a lot of lesbian women in softball and baseball. So, but a lot of them played softball and AFLW and all that sort of stuff. So I was right in the community. So I do. I've got a lot of lesbian friends and friends of mine, and so it's and I've got some gay friends as well. But it's, I grew up around gay people because my grandmother had a gay couple living with her in the 70s. So I was aware of those guys from a very young age. It never really worried me. So to me, it's all normal. I don't really care. I'm not. Yeah.
And once you cross over the threshold, they know you're trustable and you're no danger. You get fucking invited to the best fucking parties. They always drink really good fucking piss. They got fucking money. They just good to work for, good to do all sorts of shit with. Good to buy your weed off, everything. They fucking, you go well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been to all of those parties. Don't worry about that. That's pretty full on. Yeah. No, it's good times, good nights. Yeah. No, it was. Yeah. I mean, I know where my, we had to butter my own bread, so to speak. But yeah, not if I was, I wouldn't care. But going back to, we didn't start with Darcy Moore, poor old Darcy. No, not that Darcy's gay, but if he was, I wouldn't care. But yeah, we need a captain who's going to show a little bit more, leadership in G&D and is going to be able to pull us across the line. Even though Darcy got us to the grand final in 2023, but I think we just need to see a bit more leadership out of him. But
I was listening to Triple M last night with they had Scott Pendlebury in the room doing fucking special comments over the game. And here's a funny thing about it. They said to him before the game, like, did you notice any of this shit with Elijah going whatever? He goes, no, out there I didn't notice stuff. In fact, I even said to him, I noticed how well he was, chatting to the other players and talking them up and, doing all the positional stuff and whatever. Pendles actually coaches opposition players out on the team. Like, I mean, this guy, his professionalism knows no bounds. I don't know if you do that or you don't, but he is just a fucking brilliant dude. You know what I mean? Like, I feel so privileged that he represents our club. We are so lucky to have that guy.
Well, that was that scene when young Byrne missed the goal for Carlton last week, and Pendles went straight up to him. Just unbelievable character, and a lot of the Collingwood boys went up to him too and patted him on the back, and I think that's a great thing. I think that I love that stuff, and I think we need to see more of that in sport and society. That even though it's a game and we play, you give your time playing, but once that siren goes, it's like local footy too. You play local footy, be punching on with the blokes, and the next thing you're having beers with them in the club rooms.
That's exactly what I love. That's an Australian spirit thing. Yanks can't believe that you're trying to put the fucker into the pipe fence on Saturday afternoon because you can. Oh, yeah. And then you're actually having a beer and you go, you nearly put me into the fucking fence. I tell you what, next time we play. Yeah, mate. Yeah, cool. No worries. It's a square off. That is fucking uniquely Australian.
I played a game once years ago, about 30 odd years ago, and we're playing against Keon Park in a practice game. And they're some pretty rough boys, and I was playing for Richmond Central in the amateurs. And then one of the Keon Park boys king hit one of our guys, and so I've just run in to raise the flag against this Keon Park bloke, and I just come in and started to grabbed him by the jumper, and him and me were just exchanging punches, and he hit me like a steam train too. But I wasn't going to back down. I'm punching him, he's punching me, and all in brawl took over. It was a practice game, so they called it off because of the fights. So I've gone in the rooms with ice pack on my face because he hit me pretty hard, this bloke. And anyway, so everyone's in the rooms looking at me going, "Oh, Stewie, you fucking idiot!" Blah blah blah. Get into another fight, rah rah rah. And I've gone, okay. And all of a sudden the room went silent and everybody started looking at me and I'm going, what's going on? And then I looked up, there's a bloke standing above me and I've gone, oh, shit, he wants to go on with it. I'm sore. And he goes, oh, mate, good game. And he put a beer in my hand. I can hardly hold the beer too because my knuckles are so sore from punching the bucket. and it was funny because a couple of weeks later I ran into a mate of mine. I said, oh, you used to play for Keon Park? I said, yeah. I said, oh, we played him the other weekend. He goes, oh, right. I said, I played against this bloke called, I would just call him Willow. I played against a guy called Willow. He goes, Willow? I said, yeah, was he playing? I said, yeah. He said, oh, he just got out of Pentridge for GBH. I've got, oh, shit. No wonder we're kicking the suitcases out of each other. He just got out of Pentridge for GBH. Oh, fuck. I think I was lucky to walk off the ground. But yeah, he put a beer in my hand and we had a big chat and shook hands and said, see you, mate. Catch you later, blah, blah, blah. Good as gold. Good as gold. That's a great thing, and that's a great thing about Australia.
And of course, the old Anzac Day is a good one to bring up. In fact, did you guys watch Andreas' little stream the other night we had with the other guy or not?
No, I missed it.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually got on and told a bit of a story. It was only me and Ultimate Greatness represented this. In fact, I think Vordoid might have been there, but Anyway, I've got a little story which I'll share with you now because it's a fucking great story. It's not a gory one, by the way. Most war stories are, but this is actually really fucking cool. Back in about 2005, 6-ish, I think it was, I was living up in Brizzy, and my housemate's old man was coming up because he had just bought his first ever new car, and he had run it in. He wanted to bring it up for a nice long run. So first new car, really fucking happy, going to come up and visit us. Now, what I found out was he was actually captured in Singapore during the Second World War. So, yeah, here we go. This guy's been to fucking hell and back. He was on the Burma Railway. So I've got this opportunity of actually having, like my old man served up in Darwin. He was served as an aircraft mechanic, and there were more bombs dropped on Darwin than there was on Pearl Harbor. But my old man didn't see true service. My uncle did. He was part of the Australian 9th, and he was actually a fucking super shooter. He could shoot really well. But anyway, this guy was coming up to visit us, and I thought, well, this is going to be fucking cool because, you know, like, I'm going to get to meet him, obviously tread carefully because you don't want to talk about that shit around him. You don't want to trigger shit.
They're happy to talk about it. They do, yeah.
Well, as I found out. So anyway, he's come up, and I did notice his new car, which is imperative to this story. But what's happened is after a beef and reef, and I don't know for those who don't know, but a beef and reef is steak and prawns and fucking coleslaw and potato salad. It's just a Queensland dish you have on the fucking, you have it out on the patio. It's Brisbane lifestyle, man. Yeah.
A beef and reef with the dark and stormy. There you go.
Oh, fucking there you go. Love it. Anyway, so after we've had knocked over our beef and reef and done whatever, and yeah, I've met him pretty well. We're having a few beers. I've actually got to him and said, look, I've got to ask this question. It's about the war. Do you mind talking to me? He goes, no. And he had a really sunny disposition. That's what I've got to say. Well, you've been to hell and back on the Burma Railway, and you were captured in Singapore where a gutless fucking pommy commander surrendered to a fucking half-sized Japanese force because he didn't know how to fight.
I know what it is. General Wavell, his name was General Wavell.
Yeah. Piss weak idiot. He surrendered to a numerically inferior Japanese force. Anyway, everyone got to suffer because of it. So anyhow, you've been to hell and back on the Burma Railway. So in your case, you could be excused for harbouring some prejudices and a bit of a dislike towards Japanese or Asians or anything like that. And he goes, yeah, go on. And I said, and yet you drive a fucking Mitsubishi. They made Zeros, which were a fighter plane during the war. They made Zeros. They were part of the Imperial war machine, and yet you can drive one of them despite being on the Burma Railway. Can you explain this? Because I can't put this together. I can't fathom this. He goes, mate, it's really simple. You're overthinking it. Being a resentful or a hateful, spiteful cunt will kill you. All you got to do, you're going to die anyway. So you're going to be miserable and spiteful till you die. You want to be happy. And I thought, fuck yeah, thank you. It stuck with me. It's like 20 years later, he's no longer with us, but he said something that really mattered to me. Why be spiteful? It's only going to kill you sooner. So that's a really cool, brilliant Anzac story. Great experience.
Good one.
And when you meet an old digger and you get him talking, but here's the thing with returned soldiers, they want every day, if you go to an RSL anywhere, at 6 o'clock, you take your hat off and you give them a minute's silence because they deserve it. All RSLs, all ex-soldiers from the RSL want to see the end of the RSL because if there's no RSL, there's no returned soldiers, which means there's no war. And that's kind of, when you look at it like that, dude. So just remember when you want to whinge about something like someone stolen your car park, there's country been to the Burma Railway who drive a Mitsubishi. Get over it. You know, and we have this lifestyle because of them.
Well, I grew up with it. Boomer, my father served in Vietnam, my grandfather served in World War I. We all lived together and, you know, my grandfather, now this is a story for you. My grandfather lost his leg. It's on the 25th of April at Villers-Brettoneux. He lost his left leg, got blown off by a German mortar. He was a Lewis gunner. He was in the 60th Battalion going into Villers-Brettoneux to retake the village. He was at the Vanguard, and he got awarded for his bravery at Pozieres and stuff. But so he lost his left leg, went through the rest of his life one-legged, and lived till a fair age, till he was 96. And he never glorified war, hated war. My father was the same. And but you know, the only stories I ever heard about World War I were all the shenanigans they used to get up with when they're on leave. I never ever heard any actual war story, like, you know, what happened here, what happened there, and they never said anything. And then when I looked at...
Yeah, go on, sorry.
Well, I went over to France in '93. I was living in England for a year, or for 6 months. I was living in England, and I went over to have a look at all the fighting areas that the Australians were in the north of France, and in World War One. And I sat in the field where the Somme is, the Somme River, and I looked at it. And this old bloke was coming. He was a French or Belgian guy. I can't remember what he was from, but he spoke a bit of English. And he explained from that tree to that post, 1 million men lost their lives. Wow. And you just look at it, it's like just a field. And you go, shit. You know, Germans, French, English, just lost their lives. I think for me, the time that I got most haunted when I was doing some work down in Balaclava. And the guy I was doing some work for was a Jewish guy, and his father came in and started talking to me. He asked me if I wanted a coffee. I said, "Yeah, love one." And he rolled up his sleeve, and then he had the concentration camp tattoo on him. This is 40 years ago when I was working, and I went, "Shit, that's the first time I ever saw that." And I stared at it because it was like, you know, I'd never seen one before. And he told me what happened during the war. You know, he was in one of the big camps, and when I saw that, I just went, you know, what these people went through, mate, we've got no idea. No idea. The ones that got the victims of war, the soldiers who were fighting in the war, we've got no idea, mate, unless you fought yourself. So I pay great homage to the people who fought and died and served their country, any country, really.
Yeah, well, my old man, my uncle Pat got into Tobruk. He was, like I said, the Australian Ninth. Now that's not the Rats of Tobruk, okay?
The Ninth in Tobruk. Oh well, that's
no. The Ninth actually weren't in Tobruk. The Rats of Tobruk were a different group. The Australian Ninth went on to the Armoured Ninth, but he was part of their Ninth early. Now he was in the relieving forces, so he went in to meet and relieve the Rats of Tobruk. And he said to one of the guys and the diggers there, "Mate, they were pretty fucking emaciated and fucked up, but their spirit was already famous." And he said to the one of the diggers, he said, "You must have been a bit fucking pissed off with these pommy cunts. They can just retreating back to Alexandria like they did." And he went, "Well, actually, mate, have you ever seen the way those pommy bastards can fucking shoot? They can't even they can't hit sand in the desert. We're actually pretty fucking happy when they all pissed off because they're country shots." And he's like, wow, this guy's fucking been starving and thirsty for the last 6 months. And all he's got to say is, those pommies are fucking terrible. And if anything, you have more respect for your enemy soldiers. There's a respect there. Whereas the respect for commanders fucked up. They hate the commanders because they're the gutless cunts that make the decisions. But anyway, Rommel is reputed to have said, if I needed to take hell, I'd use the Maoris to do it and the Aussies to hold it. No, I don't know if it's true or not, but the other way around.
It was the other way around. It was that was General Rommel who said that.
Yes.
That he said if you wanted to take hell, he'd get the Aussies to take it and the Kiwis to hold it.
And what Rommel noticed, he noticed this amazing resistance in Tobruk, thinking, who are these fuckers? And after there'd been a bit of time with siege warfare and they're getting their asses bombed out of them with Stukas and the like, but these cunts just would not give up. Anyway, they came up with a white flag, the German dudes in their little Kugelwagen or their Volkswagen with armour. They cruised up with a white flag and said, look, guys, this is going to go on forever. If you want to, you can surrender now and basically we'll take you back to Germany and you'll get fucking soldier rations and you'll just be non-combatants. Or if you want to, you can bring out your wounded and we'll look after all them and do the same thing. Now, this gesture was to try and get to town because they wanted Tobruk. It was an important port. Now, the Aussie guys said, well, the first option's not on the table. But the second option, we'll give you our wounded. So what they made a point to do was bring up all the ambulances in front of the Aussie guys who weren't coming out and watch them treat the wounded. Like, give them drinks, cold drinks, treat their bandages up, saw them like, you see what we're doing here? This is the best option. And then they took all the prisoners off, the injured guys. And for that moment, Rommel achieved amazing respect from the remaining Aussies. Yet they remain combatants too. So, I mean, when you hear that shit, this makes me so fucking proud to be an Oz. I get a bit choked up about it, actually.
Yeah, like it's. And by the way, I'm half a Pom, mate. My mum was a Pom.
So was mine. Or my grandmother was. Yeah.
I got uncles and that fought for the British in World War I, World War II, but I lost two of my English uncles in World War II and lost 2 of my Australian uncles in World War I. There you go. But one of my uncles was in the light horse charge at Beersheba. Got killed there. Got knocked. Yeah.
Was that like the Crimean War or
no? That was World War One. The light
charge
horse,
of the Light Brigade.
No, not the Light Brigade. The light horse. It was the Australian light horse who charged Beersheba against the Turks. Yeah, in World War One. It was the last cavalry charge in warfare. It was the Australians, and they took Beersheba, which was a key position from Egypt and to save Egypt from the Turks. But
and another one, another bit of Aussie stuff is the Red Baron. They've since done battlefield studies, and this has only come to surface in the last 15 or so years. But Cedric Popkins, an Australian anti-air gunner, shot down the Red Baron. They've now pretty much worked out it was Cedric Popkins, I think.
No, because I can tell you that my grandfather was one of the people that were firing at him. That's the truth.
Right.
It was the 15th Division, 60th Battalion that were firing at him, but they were all firing. They're all firing at all the Germans. So there was not just the Red Baron's plane, but it was there were other Germans. So they were coming down low, and as they come over the Australian lines, they all just went, "See you later." So it was Lewis guns, machine guns, rifles. It was all that. The poor bastard never had a chance. There's a good movie, like a German movie about the Red Baron. He's quite an interesting character.
The thing about him though is that he didn't need to do that mission. He was already retired. They were going to say you can train everyone now. You don't need to fly out. We'll go for one more. Yeah, sorry.
He was only 25 years old. He was the Red Baron.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks he was this old bloke. He was only 25 years old. He's only a young fella. But I grew up with a mate of mine, and his dad. He was a German soldier in World War II, and he fought on the Russian front. God, it's true. Some of the stories he told us. Curl your hair, mate. Curl your toes. Bloody hell. He's anytime he hears Russian or something, he shits himself. He went off and fought, but he hated the Nazis. He couldn't stand anyone as a Nazi. War's just not pretty, man. It doesn't matter who you fight for. But I am proud of my Australian roots and my Australian connections to the Defence Force. So my great grandfather fought the Boer War. He got killed after he came home in a accident. I don't know. I can't remember what it was about. And my other great grandfather fought in World War One. Three of my uncles fought in World War One. 2 got killed. My grandfather fought in World War One. Another great uncle fought in World War One. Stan. He died of mental health issues after war. My grandfather, after he left World War One, went and worked for the Veterans Affairs and was working with all the shell shock victims from World War One at Mont Park. So he worked in mental health, working with the old diggers for 40 years. Yeah. So some sad times, mate. Hopefully we don't have to go. Our kids don't have to go through them again. We don't have to go.
My ex's old man was actually over in England, and he lied about his age to go and serve in the war. And the funny thing about it is, he was being a smallish guy. They threw him in the tank corps, and one of the times they were cruising through France, right? And what happened is an anti-tank gun, or probably an 88, because they were pretty fucking vicious, hit the track on his left side and basically immobilised him. He could only go left, and that's it, and in circles. So what happened is the tank behind him basically pushed him out the way and down into a ditch. It then went into the exact field of fire and was blown to fucking smithereens by the same gun. So my kid now, who's now 24, would not be alive because her old man, her grandfather, would have been killed had he been the second tank in that line. He had taken in turns. The lead tank is always probably going to be the one to get cooked. And he actually volunteered to be the first tank for that run. Went through, didn't get killed. Next guys did. And to this day, my daughter owes her existence to the fact that the old man didn't get bombed in Darwin and that her old man didn't get fucking killed. That's just a split-second thing and a small decision.
Well, I'm the same. It's like the mortar that got my grandfather's leg. He had four other blokes in his section. They all got killed. He was the only one that
Wow.
lost that, and his battalion had the biggest losses of any battalion in the Australian history, the 60th Battalion. And I went up to the War Memorial up in Canberra, and on the I don't know if you've been there, but on the wall they've got all the war dead in brass, and it's 60th Battalion, and majority of them got wiped out, and I just sat there and I just looked at all the names and I just started crying. I just went, this is too much, you know.
One that
poor Bludgers.
did get, yeah, in Brizzy, right? Brisbane was still pretty much villages during the wartime, even though it was a city per se. It was only small. It was probably smaller than Geelong at the time. Even though General MacArthur was there, there were a lot of, when you go through the roads, you can still see it now. It's the old horse roads around trees and whatever, because there's no reason they would have made a straight road in the car days. It was horse and cart for sure. Anyway, when I was working with Energex, we would go out to a lot of places working doing devegetation and that, and we'd always go and have lunch in parks or shopping centres and that. And the amount of little plaques I'd see there in a shopping centre or something, where it'd have, these are the dudes who gave the Anzacs who never grew older. And you start reading the names, and the thing that really annoyed me is, these are all young males around 18 to 25 years old, prime of their life, probably haven't had kids yet, and yet you saw groupings of the same surname. You'd see Watson heaps and Smith heaps. And so whole towns and villages back in that day were getting gutted of their prime youth. Hence the Saving Private scenario where you can't have all your kids die to it, of course. And just go around Brisbane, it gobsmacked me the amount of those plaques I see. Virtually every supermarket or park had something like that. Even on Stradbroke Island, there's a plaque dedicated to the war dead from Brisbane. Well, it opens your eyes when you see it like that in real life.
Well, you talk to people who come from overseas. I used to work in the tourism industry. I was a coach driver for Australian Pacific Tours. You take people around. One of the major comments they all make is they've never seen a country that celebrates war. And I said, no, we don't celebrate war. We remember our war dead. And because we've got so everywhere you go, America's the same too. Like I want to try and make a trip to. I found out my great grandfather was in the Union Navy in the American Civil War through the ancestry ship, and he was black. He was a black African American black guy, and I'm not. I'm fair skinned with red hair, but or grey hair now. But and I just want to check, just check all that stuff out. But it's just. It sort of gets me every time, It's like if you see that and you go, like you said, these guys are on the monument not because they served, well, because they died, and what for?
General Patton in his American How to Sell This used to say, war is not about dying for your country, it's about getting the other bastard to die for his. And yet the irony is, General Patton was killed in a car accident where he was driving only fucking 3 months after the war. He actually died because of his own fucking I'm bulletproof and reckless. He died in a car accident. Like, holy fuck.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Blood and guts. Yeah.
Blood and guts Patton. Yeah. No, he did. But it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, it's like I was talking to someone the other day about our great general, which is Monash from World War One.
Yep.
And these bloody imbeciles, these anti-Israel people, they're going, we're going to change the name of Monash Uni because Monash was a Jew. And I'm going, you change that university name and I'll come down and I'll take up your arms. He's the greatest, probably one of the greatest Australians that's ever lived. What he did in World War One, he basically changed World War One. So you don't change that for life or money. I don't care what religion he was. I don't give a rat's ass. He was an Aussie first, and that's what he was. Eh?
I think he did much more post-war than he did during the war, even though that was massive. Like it was the SEC. He founded the SEC. Yeah, like whoa.
The SEC. Well, he was before that he was building railway lines, like the Alamein line. He built that. He built other railway lines around Melbourne. He was before World War One. So so he's an engineer. But yeah, I used to work in Monash House. That was one of my first jobs when I was growing up as a kid. Working for SEC.
You know what would be really cool? I don't know if this is about there, but to actually look at the AFL, the footy things, because as we know, footy clubs have a base. Like Collingwood actually were a splinter group from Fitzroy, and there were the Hillsies and the Flaxies. Yes,
No, they weren't. No,
yes, they were.
Part of Fitzroy. No, they were Britannia. They were a different club.
Britannia was a splinter group from Fitzroy, a coterie group from Fitzroy. Yes, dude, that's his kill for Collingwood. I'm going to have to. The Hillsies and the Flaxies.
I know. No, I know that says that, but it's not actually accurate. That's been debunked. So, but the Britannia club folded, and the people of Britannia wanted to form a club, and I went to the Big Mooney at Grace Darling Hotel. So Britannia was just a club. Fitzroy were a club on their own, and when Collingwood Football Club came in, they tried to apply for the VFL. It was Fitzroy that tried to stop them. And Fitzroy said they tried to veto him, and the reason we got in the VFL was because of Carlton. Carlton actually gave us the vote, gave us their vote to get into the VFL. It was Carlton that actually got us in the VFL,
okay.
not. So yeah, that's a wives' tale, that one, that Fitzroy one.
Well, it's actually in the book. It's in the book Kill for Collingwood, so this is why I'm going to have to. That is actually a very well researched book. So I don't know, dude. I'm going to have to beg to differ unless you can. Give us
what's the research, Boober?
Hey, I'm going to go research that up. What's
the source on that?
Well, the source is the book "Kill for Collingwood."
No. I got the book, but where do they get that? Like that seems seems an anti-Collingwood sort of stance.
No, the Hillsies and the Flaxies was the two terms. Now Fitzroy were the Hillsies, and because of the older days when sewage wasn't that good. The Flaxies, which were the Collingwood gang, the water would flow down, hence the lower area, a bit like Salem, and the witches were all down in the bottom area. So the Hillsies and the Flaxies were the two different coterie groups. And in football, you need your upper class types and you need your lower class types. Like you need a fast bowler, you got to have a coal mine. So where the Hillsies and the Flaxies were was within Fitzroy, but it was the basis of Collingwood, the Collingwood splitter group, that apparently went on to form the coterie group that went on to form what was Britannia. Now, they may have joined Britannia, I don't know that bit. But what I'm asking is, what's the source on Collingwood just forming as like Collingwood or Britannia that already existed?
They were Britannia Football Club, right? And and you're right with the Fitzroy thing, because Smith Street was the line between Collingwood and Fitzroy. So Fitzroy were the toffs. It was the rich part of town. Collingwood were the shit kickers. They were in the boot factories. They were all on there. And so what they wanted to do, the Fitzroy people wouldn't accept the Collingwood people. So the Collingwood people said, fuck yous, we'll go form our own football club. And that's what Britannia started. But it wasn't a splinter. It was just because the Fitzroy people wouldn't accept the people from the other side of the tracks. So they formed Britannia, and then Britannia were a bit rough around the edges. And then they just said, well, Britannia is not a real representation of who we are. And that's when they wanted to form the Collingwood Football Club. And that was the basis of that.
But Britannia sounds very British. Why the name Britannia? Because I thought they were an Irish Catholic sort of foundation.
But Britannia was just I think Britannia was the name of one of the boot companies.
We were right up England's arse too, because Admiral Collingwood was actually the other admiral that won the Battle of Trafalgar when Nelson came home in a pickle barrel. Admiral Collingwood, his group of actually two, and by the way, they weren't out there to do battle. They were trying to break the line and fuck off back to England because there were more fucking French and Spanish. Admiral Collingwood, his group actually broke the line and got through and got home. Whereas Lord Nelson, although he devised the tactics and strategy, he came home in a pickle barrel. Admiral Collingwood won the day, and they named it suburb after him. So that's probably why. Yeah, it's fucking cool, isn't it? That shit. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, but also, what I'd love. Okay. Yeah, go on. You go.
No, what I was going to say about that thing, it's not half wrong, but it's a little bit more. That kill for Collingwood's a little bit. They take poetic license on a lot of things in that kill for Collingwood. So I've got the book here. I've got the book here as well. It's a good book. It's a great book. I did a lot of research on it myself because I was curious and did a thing about it myself. It's not what you're saying is not wrong, but it's not exactly how it transpired.
Yeah,
but
okay. I'll cop
yeah.
that. Well, it says at the end
Because-
something like, with this Lee Matthews coach and these new young guys, who knows? Maybe these guys will kill for Collingwood and get us another flag. And
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Lee Matthews and Rowdy and fucking Kerrison and those guys did kill for Collingwood. We did get a flag after that book. That was a great end. But also, what I'd like to add in is Richmond. I believe they were based in the Jollymont Railway Yard. That's where they got their players from. So Richmond with their rail connection. Carlton and the Navy Blues, I believe, were the merchant seamen that used to dock on Flinders Street when it was a tall ship's dock. And the sailors weren't popular, so they go up to Carlton for some reason. The Navy Blues, I've got a feeling, had that reference, and they always had players. There's also North Melbourne shin boners being abattoirs. So it'd be really good to see the suburban thing, how it all connects with workers.
Well, Richmond's original ground was in Burnley. So that was behind where the Richmond Town Hall is. That was their original ground before Punt Road became a ground for them.
Right.
So where the Jollymont rail yards, they weren't real, like when Richmond were playing, they weren't the real railway yards as we know them. So I don't know about that. That could be just another furphy. But yeah, north with the shin boners, that's factual. Hawthorn were the Maybloons, but they didn't come until 1926. The Carlton one, I've never heard that before, but maybe, I'm not sure. I've never heard that one before.
The Navy Blues and the merchant seamen, and the fact that tall ships used to actually fill up Flinders Street Station with freight. It was actually a freight yard as opposed to
the turntable was further down. Wasn't too far down. It was, where was the turntable in Melbourne? Where the just past the aquarium. That's where the turntable was. So we're opposite Crown Casino. So just down from there. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to check that one out. That's interesting. That one.
But underneath that railway are all the, where you go into Flinders Street from Spencer. They're all down underneath. They're all the vaults underneath the railway line.
But I think they were the Navy Blues because the colour was navy blue. That's probably that would make more sense. But whether they were, because in those days Carlton was the big Jewish area of Melbourne, and so there was a lot of their supporters. That's why a lot of Jewish people in Melbourne are Carlton supporters, because that was the big Jewish area. Then they all moved out. The Italians moved.
Hey guys, you guys are welcome to keep. I'm really enjoying the chat. I'm going to slip out, but I'm going to leave the stream open. So I'm just going to hang out in the back. If you guys want to keep going, yeah.
Oh, you're not listening anymore.
I'm listening, but I might drift off to sleep. So.
Oh, okay. Well, you do that.
That's
mate.
fine.
Right.
That's fine. Right. But if you guys want to keep going.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Well, Matt, I'm gonna go to bed, Matt. I'm gonna go to bed.
I'll catch you soon, Chris. But
all right, Chris,
Stu and Boomer, do you want to keep chatting?
All right,
it's actually 2 a.m. I might head off too, dude. It's actually probably a good time.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. too. Yeah, good idea. It's 2 a.m. All right, yeah.
Get some sleep before the game. Yeah.
That's it.
Cheers, guys.
All right, guys. See you later.
Go,
Thanks for joining in, guys.
See you, guys.
Go,
we'll chat soon, guys. See you, fellas.
See you tomorrow.
Good night, all. Hot pies.